Chapter 292, Milky Way by Lone Star. As one of the millions of life planets in the Silver Blue Empire, the planet with the lowest living conditions, the management that was sent down to manage this planet definitely didn't have much of a background within the Silver Blue Empire. By Lone Star North, extremely cold region. Huge warehouses were scattered all over the icy land, and each warehouse was beautifully built. At this time, in front of one of the larger warehouses, there was a silver-white ship parked. "Director, when will that guest arrive? We've been waiting here for half a day." Within the ship, 10 people sat together. "I say, Director, actually the contract has already been signed, and he's paid. There's no need for us to personally welcome this guest. Can't we just let some of our subordinates receive him? Our entire department is here. Aren't we overestimating him?" Another middle-aged man, carrying a hot drink, said slowly. This group of people all came out in ships. This was considered a luxurious treatment on by Lone Star. One could see how high their positions were. And this director was one of the few big shots of the entire planet. "What's the rush?" The fat-headed big-ear director roared angrily, following which he said softly, "You bunch of idiots. To prevent you from causing trouble for me when the time comes, I'll tell you now. Do you know, in the Virtual Universe Network, I've already signed a contract with this guest. The Virtual Universe Network is in effect. Do you know which bank did he send the money from?" "Which bank?" "Notre Bank." "Beulah Galaxy Bank?" The other members all reported some of the more famous banks in the Milky Way galaxy. "It's the Universe Galaxy Bank." The fat-headed big-ear director said softly. Silence. The group of people who were leisurely drinking their hot drinks were all stunned, staring at their director in shock. Universe Galaxy Bank. That was definitely for the upper echelons of the universe, the strong fighters. The minimum requirement to open an account with the Universe Galaxy Bank was having at least 100 million Black Dragon dollars. 100 million Black Dragon dollars, when converted to Silver Blue dollars, was about 100 billion Silver Blue dollars. Some of the wealthiest people on normal planets only had 100 billion Silver Blue dollars, and on by Lone Star, the wealthiest person only had 60 billion Silver Blue dollars. Therefore, the Universe Galaxy Bank usually had branches on the capital planets of low-level empires, as well as the important planets of medium-level empires such as Dragonstar and many other planets of the universe nations. Universe Galaxy Bank? Heavens! Really? The group of people looked at each other, dumbfounded. Even the richest man on their Bylon star didn't have the right to reach the lowest limit of the Universe Galaxy Bank. But that richest man had already made many important figures in the management of the planet enthusiastically flatter him. No matter how much money an administrative official or military official earned, they couldn't compare to the richest man on a planet. "So, all of you better be careful," the Director General said in a low voice. "Understood, understood. Don't worry, Director General. We will definitely make the guests extremely satisfied. Absolutely no problem." The originally undisciplined group of people was now full of vigor. "Beep. Director General Barths, the guest has arrived. Transfer the call directly." A voice sounded from within the spacecraft. "All right." The fat and big-eared Director General immediately stood up with a serious expression. "Balon Stars Bate, how are you? I'm Luo Phone." The communicator's voice resounded. "Hello, Mr. Luo. I'm Bart. I'm now outside the warehouse base you bought." The Director General was all smiles, saying, "And Mr. Luo Phone, you don't have to park your ship at the planet's docking bay. As a guest who owns property on this planet, you can directly take the ship and fly to the warehouse base." "I'll be there immediately." The call ended. "Quickly." The Director General fiercely looked at his subordinates. "Quickly get off the ship and welcome Mr. Luo Phone." Yes, Director General. Whether they were big bellies or old, this group of undisciplined men were all filled with fighting spirit. In the empty space outside the warehouse base, 18 upper echelons of the planet's business department, including the Director General, Vice Director General, and 16 important members, in the cold weather, dressed in thick clothes, were all eagerly waiting. One had to know that the temperature in this godforsaken place was about -90 degrees. "He's here." The eyes of the 18 people gleamed. In the distance, a black ship appeared, almost instantly flying to the warehouse base and slowly descending. This ship's body has a black dragon on it. Don't tell me it's a universe ship produced by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire? As the management of the lagging by Lone Star of the Silver Blue Empire, facing the important figures from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, they naturally felt a sense of humility. This is the Black Dragon Mountain X series. Pure black? Isn't that the symbol of the luxurious Black Dragon Mountain X series ships? One of the young members exclaimed. The cheapest Black Dragon Mountain X series ship costs 600 million Black Dragon dollars per ship. It said that the luxurious ships cost up to 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Pure black, a noble pure black color. This ship lover, even though he was very poor. But it couldn't stop him from loving the big series, the expensive and luxurious ships. 10 billion Black Dragon dollars? This ship is worth 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. The other members were all shocked. 10 billion? Or Black Dragon dollars? The fat-headed, big-eared Director General couldn't help but swallow his saliva. My God, even the wealthiest and most prosperous place in the Silver Blue Empire, the capital planet, to be able to ride a ship worth 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Only the top-notch rich and powerful families, or some of the universe merchants in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, could afford it. Those kinds of people, any one of them, could easily make the pitiful management of a lagging planet like by Lone Star step down. Dude, the outer cabin door opened. The A-Team by Lone Star members all stood up straight, their faces revealing the most standard warm smile, looking expectantly at the cabin door. Who? Neat teams of people flew out one by one, and the entire spaceship was filled with experts of this level. They're all-star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers. Looking down at their own quantum computers, they were all shocked. A grand total of 1,000-star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers all flew out. My God, this is already enough to easily wipe out our by Lone Star. The Director General and the others felt their legs trembling, their hearts trembling. Their planet's strongest warrior was a Star Level 1 fighter. However, against 1,000-star Traveler Level 9 spirit readers, he would definitely die. Star Level 1, 2, 3, look, Star Level 5. Another group of people came out. These 1,000-plus people split into two rows, almost like guards, quietly waiting for their master. After that, dressed simply, Luo Feng, with 3-star Level 7 bodyguards following him, flew out of the cabin door. 7 Level 7? Star Level 7? And spirit readers? The members all looked down at their quantum computers, feeling their throats go dry. A total of 3-star Level 7 spirit readers as bodyguards. Where did this mere star Traveler Level 8 youth come from? Luo Feng flew down from the cabin door, looking at the 18 people welcoming him. Which one of you is Director Bate? Luo Feng asked. It's me. I'm a by Lone Star Business Department's Director Bate. The fat-headed and big-eared director walked forward, extremely respectful. My God, to be able to bring such a terrifying bodyguard, with a total of 3-star Level 7 spirit readers. Even the royal family of the Silver Blue Empire didn't have such high treatment. The shock of 1,000-star Traveler Level 9 warriors was far less than the shock of having 3-star Level 7 warriors. After all, a Star Level 7 spirit reader, the price to hire far exceeded the 1,000-star Traveler guards. Mr. Luo, let me introduce you to the functions of this warehouse base. Mr. Luo, please take a look. The entire warehouse base is sturdy, comparable to an interstellar battleship's defense. Even if there's an earthquake, it definitely won't damage the warehouse base at all. Director Bate passionately introduced. What a joke. This warehouse base was originally built from large amounts of battleship wreckage. The sturdy defense naturally wouldn't be weak. 98 km long, 61 kilometers wide, a huge warehouse of about 6,000 square kilometers. It was indeed very shocking. In the center of the warehouse base, there was a residential area about 3 kilometers long and wide. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. This is a residential area. If the warehouse base wants to hire workers or have people stationed here, they can live here. This residential area is very old. Mr. Luo can completely demolish it and rebuild it. The fat-headed and big-eared director glanced behind. A fair-skinned youth walked forward, pressing on the quantum computer on his wrist. A virtual projection appeared in mid-air. It was a projection of many villas. Mr. Luo Feng, whatever villa you need, you can choose. Director Ba Te said passionately. The villas are all removable, sturdy and warm. As long as the various parts of the villa are transported here, in a short period of time, they can be assembled into a villa. Removable, dismantled, and assembled. Luo Feng was a little moved. On Earth, there were removable houses too. However, compared to the more civilized planets, they were far from it. Are there any bigger houses? Luo Feng looked at the virtual projection and said, Bigger? The director was stunned. The fair-skinned youth beside said, There are even bigger manors and even castles. However, to transport them over, they have to come from other planets. It takes a little more time and a little more expensive. This is the manor series. They take up from 10,000 square meters to 100,000 square meters. This is the size of the main building. As for the courtyards, you can expand as much as you want. This is the castle series. They take up from 500,000 square meters to 5 million square meters. Looking at the castle, Luo Feng was satisfied. Give me 2 castles. This 9-story castle that takes up 1 million square meters. Give me 1 each. Luo Feng said. On Earth, the small villa he had before was obviously not enough. After all, he had over 1,000 servants, and building on Earth was simply too slow. And these removable and installed castles, even if he brought them back to Earth, he could rely on over 1,000 servants to swiftly install them. This Bylon star will be my future contact with the universe. It will be my second base. I have to leave castle here. Earth is my roots. Of course I have to leave castle. Luo Feng thought. Chapter 293. 2 castles. The bureau chief and the group gulped. They were indeed not on the same level. The rich on Bylon Star could at most build their own castles. And to buy these luxurious, removable moving castles, the cost was obviously much higher. You can choose the style of the castles, the interior decorations too. In the castles, according to the materials used, there are differences too. The fair-skinned youth said. Luo Feng swiftly made his choice according to the projection. In a short while, the style, interior decorations, the materials used for the castles were all selected. The 2 castles are priced at 2 billion silver blue dollars each, a total of 4 billion silver blue dollars. If you pay with Black Dragon dollars, you could get a 20% discount. 92 million Black Dragon dollars. The fair-skinned youth's voice was trembling. A huge sum. 4 billion silver blue dollars. It was more expensive than the entire warehouse base. Luo Feng nodded. The materials used for these 2 villas were comparable to B-grade warships, especially the master bedroom and other important rooms. They were all made of C-grade alloys. They were made for the most important guests. After the group of high-ranking officials from the business department left, Luo Feng returned to the Black Dragon ship. After all, the only residential area in the warehouse base was cold and broken, far from the comfort of the ship. Babata, enter the virtual universe. Luo Feng sat in the comfortable resting room of the Black Dragon ship. Virtual universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. Luo Feng was alone, sitting in the corner of a bar, communicating mentally with Babata. Babata began buying metals. Luo Feng ordered. Which combination should I buy? Babata asked. Right now, with the Jade Marrow and Muya crystals, I believe in at most half a year, my body quality will reach the Star Traveler level 7. My spirit reading will reach the Star level 1. I can get the bank account my teacher left for me. Hence, to buy half a year's worth of metals, the price must not exceed 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng's thought said. The Golden Horned Beast's swallowing of metals was his biggest expense. Right now, it was only at the Star level. The most expensive and best metal combination would cost over 60 billion Black Dragon dollars a year. Training in deities of the world would cost even more. Luo Feng didn't even dare to think about it. All right, Babata swiftly began searching. Luo Feng, I've confirmed. There are 2 metal combinations. Half a year of swallowing metals. One requires 6. 28 billion black dragon dollars. The evolution speed increases 39 times. The other set was worth 10. 22 billion black dragon dollars. The evolution speed will be increased by 51 times. The second set will be slightly more than 10 billion black dragon dollars. You can choose. The second set. Luo Feng didn't hesitate. All right, then I'll place the order. I'll get them to deliver it to Bylon Star. Right, Bylon Star. He quickly settled his own matters. When he sold the level 3 spirit weapon Arc Cutter Blade for 18 billion black dragon dollars, he spent 5 billion on the slaves and servants and 200 million on the Jade Wave Marrow. As for the castles and warehouses, they were nothing in comparison. Now that he had bought so many pure metals, he had about 5 billion black dragon dollars. Babata, buy the purple light drink. Luo Feng said. Really? Babata couldn't help but ask. Right? Luo Feng nodded. There were many treasures in the universe that were beneficial to the evolution of the body. The better the effect, the more shocking the price. Like the Jade Marrow that Luo Feng bought before, which has an effect on a Star Traveler level fighter's body. 1 gram costs 9,000. As for something that was extremely effective for apprentice-level martial artists, it was similar to the essence of nature on Earth, and its price was only about 1,000th of the green wave pith. And the purple light drink that Luo Feng wanted to buy was very cheap. It was a common drink used by the rich families. Buying and selling was based on the kilogram. 1 kilogram of purple light drink was 10 black dragon dollars. Babata, are you sure? 15 milliliters of purple light drink. Can it let Earth's high-level dojo students evolve to the student level 1? Luo Feng asked again. Relax, there's definitely no problem. You're buying it for the high-level students to drink. They aren't even student level 1. They can't digest things that are too good. For their body qualities, 15 milliliters of purple light drink will definitely have a miraculous effect. Babata said, You haven't even made money from the people of Earth, and now you're spending so much on them. Bye-bye. 100,000 tons of purple light drink. Luo Feng said. That much? Are you sure? I'm sure. Luo Feng nodded. The density of the purple light drink was lower than water. 15 milliliters of purple light drink was about 10 grams. 1 kilogram of purple light drink could let 100 of the dojo's high-level students evolve into fighters. 1 ton was 100,000 people. 100,000 tons was enough to let 10 billion people become fighters. If I'm strong alone, I won't be able to make the people of Earth rise. I can only make everyone strong. However, what I can do is only to put in effort from the side. The real hard work still depends on the countless people of Earth. Luo Feng thought. The number of fighters on Earth was very, very few. The ratio of normal people to fighters was close to 10,000. Hence the entire number of fighters on Earth was only about 1 million. And the high-level students were much more. Even though there were only 3 high-level students in a high school, the ratio was close to 1,000. The majority of the dojo high-level students were over 20 years old. On Earth, the ratio of normal people to high-level students was about 100. And this was because many people felt there was no hope and gave up. 100. I want every high-level student in the dojo to become a fighter. That way, Earth's 7 billion people would have 70 million fighters. Everyone knows that once they become high-level students, they can transform into fighters. They'll definitely work even harder. Maybe the ratio will even increase. Out of 50 people, 1 can become a high-level student. Luo Feng was anticipating the number of fighters on Earth. Once there were over 100 million. One had to know fighters could absorb energy from the universe. When that happened, they would gradually evolve. Such a large number of evolvers would cause the entire human genome on Earth to undergo a huge evolution. Maybe in 20 years, the number of fighters would increase. In a few hundred years, Earth could very well be filled with fighters. When they matured, they would be student level 1 fighters. This was Luo Feng's first step in the evolution of Earth. I've already bought it. 100,000 tons of purple light due. Due to the large amount, I've found the lowest discount among all the merchants, 20% off. The total is 800 million Black Dragon dollars. Babata said. Luo Feng nodded. 100,000 tons, enough for 10 billion dojo high-level students to use. Right now, Earth population didn't even reach 7 billion. This amount of purple light could be used for a long time. That night, a transport ship arrived at Balan Star, transporting the parts of the 2 moving castles over, according to customer Luo Feng's request. However, after assembling one set of castles, the other set of castles was made up of many parts. Within 20 minutes, the 1-kilometer-long and wide 9-level castle was completed. Luo Feng's second day on Balan Star, the first merchant's large amount of metal was sent over. Luo Feng's order of metal was split into 3 shops. Luo Feng's third day on Balan Star, 100,000 tons of purple light was sent over. As some of the metals were more valuable and rare, the journey was longer. Until the 6th day, all the metals had been sent over. And during this process, Luo Feng also took the opportunity to sell the 28 billion tons of black iron he had excavated on Mars back to the merchants, selling the bulk of the 9 billion tons. 1 ton of black iron was priced at 0.0032 Black Dragon dollars. If it was silver blue dollars, it could be sold for 4 silver blue dollars, worth tens of billions of silver blue dollars. Finally, Luo Feng only received about 20 million Black Dragon dollars. If it wasn't for the arc cutter blade, back then on Mars, it was indeed a huge sum. After all, 10-star level 1 fighter slaves were only worth 10 million Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng's 7th day on Balan Star. From today onwards, you will all be stationed here. If there's anything, you can use the virtual universe network to contact me. Luo Feng said. Yes, Master. A star level 1 and 100-star traveler level 9 spirit readers replied in unison. From then on, this group of people became Luo Feng's second base's guards. Luo Feng turned and ordered, "Depart." He led the 15-star levels and 900-star traveler level 9 warriors under him, swiftly boarding the Black Dragon ship. As for the large amounts of metal and the large amounts of assembly parts for the moving castle, they were all kept in Babata's storage space. The Black Dragon ship left Balan Star, entering universe travel towards Earth. 8 hours later. What's going on? The ship is going in circles. Luo Feng asked within the control room. On the control room screen, Babata's head appeared. We've already arrived at Earth's corresponding dark universe region. However, the coordinates have been concealed by your teacher's space techniques. I need to follow the trajectory without any mistakes for about 5 minutes before I can find the true universe coordinates. Luo Feng nodded. Space techniques? That was too far away for him. Even the UNMO planet techniques he had learned so far didn't include any space techniques. Obviously, it wasn't something he could learn now. 5 minutes later, in the vast starry sky of the solar system, there were strange space ripples. A pitch-black flying, saucer-shaped spaceship appeared out of thin air. Universe travel was a success. I'm back. Luo Feng looked at the distant azure planet in space. He couldn't help but feel excited. If he didn't leave Earth, how would he feel like home? This azure planet, that was his home. Earth, I'm back. Luo Feng's expression was excited. Babata, let's return to Earth. Luo Feng shouted. Yes, Babata shouted loudly. The black spaceship sped up in the boundless starry sky, flying rapidly toward the azure planet. Earth, China's Kyoto headquarters city. It was currently late at night. A middle-aged man with the rank of a general was leisurely sitting on his sofa, accompanying his family to watch television. Suddenly, his phone rang. HM? The general picked up the phone and was shocked. It was Luo Feng. He was the one specially arranged by China to contact Luo Feng. How do you do, Mr. Luo Feng? The general answered the call, swiftly heading towards the room beside. General Wang, I hope you can provide me with a 1 kilometer of land within Yangzhou City. Luo Feng's voice resounded from a phone. No problem. I'll give you a reply within half an hour. The general didn't hesitate at all. Thank you, and in 3 days, at 9 a.m. China time, I'll gather all the countries and headquarter cities' upper echelons to Yangzhou. We'll convene an important meeting that concerns the evolution of the entire human race. Luo Feng said. The general was stunned. He didn't care if Luo Feng wanted land. It was only 1 kilometer long and wide. To the country, it wasn't much. A slightly bigger company's headquarters was already that big. Even in China, like Luo Feng's father-in-law's family, the Su family's territory was that big. However, meeting? All the countries and headquarter cities' upper echelons would attend? What does Luo Feng mean by this? What's the point of holding such a huge meeting? Even though the general was suspicious, he didn't dare ask too much. Right now, in the eyes of the entire world, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were always together, like brothers, the 3 pinnacle warriors of Earth. Understood, I'll definitely inform the leader. The general said. Luo Feng hung up. At this time, Luo Feng had actually just entered Earth's atmosphere. He hadn't even had the time to return home. He swiftly made the call. Update complete. Chapter 294. Earth, China, Jiangnan Headquarters City, Yangzhou City. The most luxurious and prosperous district in Yangzhou City was undoubtedly the West Lake Courtyard. This West Lake Courtyard took up a huge amount of space. The lake water inside was even modified to look like the slender West Lake of Yangzhou before the Grand Nirvana period. On both sides of this modified slender West Lake, there were many trees planted. The entire West Lake Courtyard had a total of 12 luxurious villas. After all, even in the headquarters city era, special privileges still existed. These 12 families either had connections with the military or had huge amounts of wealth and power in society. Immediately, bring all the important items and leave quickly. In 15 minutes, the entire West Lake Courtyard will no longer exist. Quickly, 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 quickly. Cars swiftly carried the important items from the families and left. And in mid-air, 3 disc-shaped fighter jets were floating, swiftly rushing them. The important people of the 12 families who used to be extremely high in status were all leaving pitifully. My God, it's actually the highest leader who gave the order. Our West Lake Courtyard takes up a lot of space. However, the Jiangnan Mountain Water District in the main city area takes up even more space. Why are they chasing us away? Within the luxurious cars, the important people's families were furious, yet they didn't dare to get angry. They knew this order came from the highest leader of China. When Luo Feng's ship appeared in the air above Yangzhou City's West Lake Courtyard District, the entire district, other than the people from the military welcoming Luo Feng, had no one else. Their efficiency is really high. It hasn't even been half an hour since I made the call. Moreover, he actually gave me the best West Lake Courtyard. Asterisk, 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 45 minutes later. 2 cars left Mingyu District, arriving at West Lake Courtyard. Daddy, these 4 words are called West Lake Courtyard, right? In the car, Luo Feng hugged the younger of his 2 sons, Luo Hai, as he pointed at the 4 large words at the entrance of the sector. Ping Ping and Little Hai, who were 3 years old this year, learned quite a few Chinese characters under the guidance of Su Xin and his grandparents. They could even memorize quite a few Tang and Song poems. Right? Little Hai is really smart. Luo Feng kissed Little Hai. Daddy, what are we doing here? Ping Ping said. Right? Luo Feng, you still haven't told us what we're here for. Su Xin, who was sitting beside, couldn't help but ask. You'll know soon enough. Luo Feng smiled. His parents, brother, and sister-in-law in the car behind him were also confused. Entering West Lake Courtyard, the car went around the grass. Luo Feng and the others were able to see the beautiful thin West Lake and the willows on both sides of the lake swaying in the wind. The scenery of this West Lake Courtyard was indeed beautiful. Far away from the highest lawn, there should have been 12 detached villas scattered around. But now, it was a beautiful castle with a height of 60 meters and a width of 1 kilometer. This castle was like the castle of the legendary elves. There were vines and other plants hanging on the walls of the castle. The vines covered most of the outer walls of the castle. They seemed to have been growing for many years. This is Luo Hua was shocked. When did our Yangzhou have such a castle? His father, Luo Honghua, was also a little shocked. With such a tall castle, it will definitely be discovered when it is being built. Yes, and the vines on the walls must have been growing for a long time. Luo Hua nodded. What about the 12 villas? Su Xian was very puzzled. I called my business partner this afternoon. He lives in Westlake Courtyard. Luo Feng smiled. 12 villas? He had immediately stored them in his space ring. That was the fastest way to demolish them. And this castle, with close to 1,000 servants working together, the construction was even faster than the construction team that was sent to sell the castle. Because every servant was at least a Star Traveler level 9, their strength was shocking. They didn't need any machinery. They could just use their manpower to carry and move them. It was extremely fast. And the vines on the walls were just a popular type of special vines used for soft decorations in the universe. Open the door. Luo Feng looked at the castle and shouted. Rumble. The gates of the castle opened, and a large number of servants wearing neat uniforms quickly ran out. The majestic procession made Luo Honghua, Gong Xianlan, and her husband, Luo Hua, and Zhennan, Su Xian, and the two children look at this group of people in shock. Hua, close to 1,000 strong warriors, stood in unison. They all slightly bowed and bowed towards Luo Feng. An electronic voice resounded in unison. Master, these slaves didn't understand Earth's language. Hence Luo Feng used the universe language to translate into Chinese, English, German, and many other Earth's languages. He installed it on all of their quantum computers. In the universe, quantum computers were very common. The prices of these slaves were very high. Hence, the slave merchants were naturally equipped with the most basic quantum computers. They could communicate telepathically with the quantum computers. If they wanted to say something, they could make the quantum computer emit an electronic voice in Earth's language. This. Su Xian and the group were all stunned. These are our family's servants. They're also our family's guards. Luo Feng said, as for the details, we'll talk about it later. Let's go in and take a look. This castle is also part of my reward from this 1 month. This castle was extremely advanced. Many of the technologies were luxurious and convenient. This was prepared for the rich and powerful of the universe. Just by looking and testing it once, whether it was the elderly or the children, they all fell in love with this castle. The next morning, the bright red sun rose from the east. 2 beams of light flew towards Yangzhou City from afar. This is the castle little 3 was talking about on the phone. What the hell is this? In midair, the white-robed bald thunder god looked at the huge and majestic castle in the West Lake Courtyard. He was stunned. The black-clothed Hong looked down from above, revealing a smile. Second brother, third brother's reward from this trip is not small. We have to get him a good beating. Thunder god rushed down first. Hong followed suit and rushed down. The entire castle had an automatic defense system. It was extremely advanced. However, Luo Feng had long set Thunder God and Hong as friends. Hence, the two of them didn't receive any attacks as they rushed into the castle. Big brother, second brother, come quickly. Luo Feng shouted from a balcony high up in the castle. So, Hong and Thunder God landed on the balcony. Little 3, you actually left for a month. Thunder God seemed as though he had eaten gunpowder. My dear second brother, if you don't shut up, I'll go through all the trouble and risk my life to enter the universe. I won't tell you the information I've gathered. Luo Feng mocked. Thunder God's expression froze. Hong's face was also filled with shock. Enter the universe? Third brother, no. My dear third brother, I was wrong. Thunder God's eyes lit up. Luo Feng laughed. Let's talk inside. Inside the house. You guys have also entered the Yun Mo planet bloodline. You should know that before this, I was the only inheritor of the Yun Mo planet bloodline. So naturally, I have the help of a living AI. Luo Feng said. You and Big Brother both have the help of a quantum computer. Only I don't. Thunder God muttered. Hong said, let's continue listening to Luo Feng. In archaeological ruin number 12, I discovered that black spaceship. That black spaceship's laser path has always been maintained. Clearly, the energy has always been supplied, so it wasn't too damaged. Luo Feng emphasized, so with the help of the living AI, after some repairs, I was able to start traveling through the universe. Thunder God and Hong's eyes lit up. They have also received a lot of knowledge and know what traveling through the universe is. After traveling through the universe, I headed to a planet 320,000 light years away from our Earth, Dragon Star. Luo Feng began to speak. Other than the information regarding the master of Yun Mo planet, the things his teacher left for him, and his bank account, Luo Feng didn't hide anything else. He spoke from a beginning to the end in one breath. Thunder God and Hong were completely dumbfounded. From the information they obtained from the remains of the fallen interstellar fleet, it did indeed say that a star level is an absolute warrior of a normal planet. That's why Hong and Thunder God worked hard to become a star level, to have the power to protect their own planet. But hearing Luo Feng say this, in the vast universe, a star traveler level can only make a living. A star level is only an elite warrior. Didn't they see how Luo Feng bought so many slaves in one breath? So many slaves. Thunder God muttered. 16 star levels. Hong also felt as though there were 16 huge mountains standing there, and even a star level 7 stage. Regarding the purple light drink, that's what I was thinking. Big Brother, Second Brother, what do you think? Luo Feng looked at Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng, you did the right thing. Hong nodded. His forehead was covered in sweat. Hearing you say this, my heart trembled. Our Earth, in the vast universe, is indeed just a drop of water in the ocean, too insignificant and weak. Just relying on the three of us is very, very difficult, so we need to rely on our entire race to rise. Right? Thunder God nodded. These 100,000 tons of purple light drink, I'll distribute it to the various countries' governments once every 10 years. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. However, about my slave guard, should I tell the various countries now? I'm hesitating. This. Thunder God hesitated. Luo Feng's slave guard was simply too strong, especially the 3 strongest star level 7s. They were much stronger than the swallowing beast from back then. Any one of them could sweep through the current Earth. Such an incomparably huge power, whether to tell the various countries' governments, that was indeed a problem. I can't tell them now. Hong's expression was serious. He said seriously, since Luo Feng has decided to reveal the cruelty of the universe to them, the true face, and to give them the purple light drink. If we let them feel that with such a strong guard protecting Earth, they won't feel any sense of danger, their efficiency will be very low. Only by letting them feel a sense of danger can they think of ways to increase the number of fighters, speeding up humanity's evolution. I agree. Thunder God nodded. Right? Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng already had a complete idea of what to do for the World Summit the day after tomorrow. P.S. Chapter 1. Chapter 295. China time, October 29th, 8:30 a.m. The autumn air was refreshing, the weather was great. The West Lake Courtyard had become the center of Earth today. The army had long since surrounded the courtyard heavily. The surrounding streets had been heavily guarded. Fighter jets from all over the world, from all the headquarters cities, landed on the grass patch of the West Lake Courtyard. The leaders of the 5 great countries were gathered here. Because today, one of the 3 strongest warriors of Earth, Luo Feng, was holding an important meeting here. Luo Feng's strongest guards, however, remained in the west wing of the castle, none of them coming out to disturb him. And a large number of people in charge of receiving them were specially arranged by China. Main building of the castle, first floor meeting hall. The lights were resplendent. Beside the huge round table stood many of the leaders of the various countries, headquarters cities, passionately giving their instructions. Earth, a total of 5 great countries, and 23 headquarter cities. These headquarter cities were mainly from Asia, South America, Africa. All the black and white people were conversing. And as the host, Luo Feng, with his two brothers Hong and Thunder God, stood at the entrance of the castle's great hall, welcoming each and every leader attending the meeting. 9 o'clock, the meeting officially began. Rumble! In the air above the huge round table, there was an explosion, shocking all the leaders. And in the air above the explosion, it slowly calmed down. A three-dimensional projection appeared. This was a vast space projection. Attention all! Luo Feng stood up. Beside him sat Hong and Thunder God. Luo Feng's gaze swept past all the leaders, saying solemnly, "Today's meeting, the importance will not be lower than the Great Nirvana. It will not be lower than the swallowing monster incident." Hua! All the leaders were in an uproar. Everyone look. Luo Feng pointed at the space projection above the table. This is the universe, the vast universe. I believe everyone knows that there are humans and life within the universe. And I'm sure many of you here know more. Our Earth is one of the over 200,000 planets in the Milky Way that have life. Luo Feng said directly. The projections swiftly formed planets. Amongst them was the silhouette of Bylon star, after which all the planets shrunk, forming a huge image of the Milky Way galaxy. In the Milky Way galaxy, Beta Galaxy, and the other 8 galaxies form the Silver Blue Empire. Luo Feng's words shocked everyone present. An empire that ruled over the 8 galaxies? How powerful! It was a colossus that was many times larger than Earth. Luo Feng listened to the leaders discussing softly. He couldn't help but to say seriously, "However, the Silver Blue Empire is incredibly weak. It belongs to the lowest level universe countries, extremely weak." How is this possible? The lowest level? That's 8 star systems. Each star system has more than 200,000 habitable planets. That's a huge empire. The leaders, especially those from the base cities, knew very little to begin with. At this moment, he was completely dumbfounded. Luo Feng, however, continued to introduce the universe coldly. Half an hour later, the conference hall was silent. "Let me introduce a race to everyone." Luo Feng pointed at the space above the table. Immediately, the projection changed and a huge planet appeared. On that planet, silhouettes flew past. This is one of the planets inhabited by a human race called the Black Meng race. The Black Meng race has a lot of star traveler warriors, millions of them. And there are stellar levels among them. Their number of star-level fighters and spirit readers is even more shocking, of which there were many star-level 5 and 6. Do you know what the star-level 5 and 6 represent? This means that every one of them is comparable to the Devourer beast from back then. In the Black Meng tribe, there are many more that are stronger than the swallowing beast. Luo Feng's introduction made the group of leaders extremely curious. Knowing the vastness of a universe, this was the first time Luo Feng introduced the races to the leaders of the various countries. They should be the stronger races in the universe. How powerful! There are so many who are as strong as the Devourer. Existences surpassing the war god level in the millions? This is insane. This is crazy. It's that easy to reach the planetary state? There are less than 100 of us on Earth. The leaders of various countries and base cities looked at the virtual projection enviously. How could the Earth catch up with the Black Meng race? There wasn't even a single star level on Earth. A star traveler level 1, if placed on Earth, would be called a war god palace representative. His status was comparable to that of a national leader. But in the Black Meng tribe, there were countless of them. Didn't they see the large number of planetary states flying around the planet? The Black Meng race is a race that has been enslaved within the universe. Luo Feng's voice was low. The leaders in the conference hall were stunned. A race that was thousands and tens of thousands of times stronger than Earth. A race that had been enslaved? Their entire race, countless citizens, are slaves. They are slaves. Their descendants and grandchildren are still slaves. Slaves that have been implanted with the biochip. Slaves that are sold like goods. Their descendants, generation after generation, have never been able to rise again. Luo Feng's voice was cold, as though it came from hell, causing all the leaders to tremble. Many of them had cold sweat on their foreheads. Descendants and grandchildren? Endless. They were slaves that had been sold. May I ask, Mr. Luo, how do you know this? The European Union's Prime Minister stood up. Because I've been to the universe once, Luo Feng said solemnly. However, I was shocked by the cruelty of the universe and came back. Hua, entering the vast universe. Luo Feng had been there before. Attention all. Luo Feng looked at the leaders. I've invited everyone here to tell you. I believe everyone understands. As for whether you believe me or not, it's simple. Luo Feng turned to look at the door. Bring it up. Immediately, a staff member brought over a black helmet. Consciousness sensing helmet. Some of the leaders reacted. This isn't the one on Earth. It's the original helmet from the universe. Hong said beside, the various countries will let the experts who developed the consciousness-sensing helmets take a look. They'll be clear this is a product from the universe. Many of the materials can't even be found on Earth. This is something I brought from another planet in the universe. Luo Feng looked at the various countries. Through the consciousness-sensing helmet, each country can send one person to use it to enter the virtual universe network. Before, I've already explained the concept of the virtual universe network. Luo Feng's words caused the leaders present to boil. Enter the virtual universe network? This was Earth's first time truly connecting with the vast universe. They could truly understand much about the vast universe. Luo Feng, how many helmets do you have? China's leader was excited. Consciousness-sensing helmets, I can provide 6. Luo Feng looked at the others. The 5 great countries each have 23 headquarter cities. Every headquarter city has a 1-day trial period every month. The details can be adjusted by yourselves. Luo Feng had already prepared for this back when he bought the helmet. To allow Earth's humans to improve quickly, they had to make contact with the outside world. And entering the virtual universe was a good way, and these anonymous accounts could be used by anyone. However, the various countries didn't have universe currency. Hence, even if they entered the virtual universe, they could only look at normal free information, etc. However, they couldn't spend it, etc. Mr. Luo, America's black-skinned president, was excited. What you said is right. This to Earth is no less important than the great nirvana. Entering the virtual universe, this is our first step in contact with the universe, and also a crucial step. I still have more important things I haven't said. Luo Feng said. Silence. The group of leaders in the meeting room stared at Luo Feng, wanting to know what other important things he had to say. I have a strange dew called purple light dew. Using 10 grams of purple light dew, it can allow a high-level dojo student to evolve into a fighter. Luo Feng said. That's all. This can't be considered a treasure. Amongst the leaders, some couldn't help but discuss softly. The others all looked at Luo Feng. Earth had better things than the purple light dew, like the spirits of nature. Back then, Luo Feng used a portion of the spirits of nature to allow his family members to directly become student level 2 and 3. The effects were indeed much stronger. However, as the spirits of nature were too rare, even war gods rarely had them. The quantity was too small, there was no meaning. I have a large quantity, Luo Feng said again. The group of leaders were stunned. How much? How many people can use it? A headquarters city leader from Africa couldn't help but ask. The entire world, Luo Feng said seriously. I can supply it to all the dojo's high-level students, as long as Earth produces a dojo high-level student. After using the purple light dew, I'll let him become a fighter. All of the world? Supply it to the entire world. My God, many people understood the logic. The more valuable a treasure, the lesser the quantity. Indeed, such a large quantity of purple light dew, Luo Feng had spent 800 million Black Dragon dollars. Normal planets like Balan Star and other planets' richest people were far from this number. Such a large quantity of purple light dew was indeed not easy. The ratio of the total population to the dojo high-level student population is about 100. Doesn't that mean Earth can produce close to 70 million fighters? 70 million? Not only that, many people have already given up because they don't have any hope of becoming a fighter. If they knew that becoming a high-level student would allow them to break through, they would definitely work even harder. I believe the ratio can reach 50:1. Then the number of fighters on Earth will exceed 100 million. Humanity's genes will rapidly evolve, tens of millions of times faster than what we originally estimated. The group of leaders were all extremely excited. This made them even more excited than countless amounts of money and valuables. 10 grams for one person. 1 kilogram would be 100 people. 1 ton of purple light. Duke can supply 100,000 people. When we return, I'll first supply close to 7,000 tons of purple light, due according to the population ratio of each country. Luo Feng said, 7,000 tons of purple light due? The leaders of each country could almost see humanity's huge evolution. That day, Luo Feng distributed a certain amount of purple light, due according to the population ratio of each country and headquarters city. And Earth's huge evolution process had officially begun. Every country could see the dawn of humanity's rise. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were all anticipating. When the various regions of Earth began experimenting with the purple light dew and were surprised by its miraculous effects, in China time, November 23rd, 9:30 a.m. In the vast space of the solar system, a disc-shaped silver-gray ship was already nearing Earth. What a beautiful planet, azure blue, a color that makes one's heart skip a beat. Within the ship's control room, the tall and handsome captain dressed in a silver battle uniform had a look of enjoyment on his face, looking at the azure blue planet displayed on the virtual screen. It's too mesmerizing. I love it. Yes, I love it. Because it can bring me status, bring me money. The other crew members beside were all shouting excitedly. None of them were as emotional as the captain. Yes, this was a planet without a master. To these universe explorers, it was such a wonderful thing. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Tomorrow, Tomato would be leaving for a long journey. He still had to go to the airport to catch a plane. He probably wouldn't have time to write. Tomorrow, and the 6th day of the planet would be switched. Tomato wouldn't be resting on Saturday. Chapter 296. Earth, in the air above the Atlantic Ocean. Hua Hua. The dark and boundless ocean water slowly rippled. It was currently China time at 9:30 in the morning, yet it was deep into the night here. In the air above the turbulent ocean, a silver-gray ship floated. There were no instruments on Earth that could detect its presence. Within the control room, a group of explorers were extremely excited. Captain, a child's head appeared on the control room screen. A clear voice resounded. According to our calculations, this planet is close to a sphere. Its radius is close to 6,400 kilometers. Its surface area is 510 million square kilometers, of which 29.2% is land and 78% is water. The planet's gravity force is about 0.11 of the universe's standard gravity units. The air composition, nitrogen makes up 78%, oxygen 21%. The ship's AI Atuka swiftly reported the simplest and easiest to detect data. Very good. The captain's expression was solemn, his eyes filled with a hint of madness. He turned to look at the 8 crew members beside him who were equally excited. Everyone, it's almost time for us to harvest the fruits of our victory. However, it's precisely at times like this that we can't let our guard down. After all, this is a planet that was once ruled by an invincible warrior. We know almost nothing about it. The 8 crew members held their breaths. Discovering an ownerless planet, we have to be extremely careful. Who knows, this aboriginal planet might have some absolute warriors. The captain said solemnly. It wasn't unheard of to capsize a ship in an easy task. Some universe exploration teams had coincidentally discovered an aboriginal planet, but due to their carelessness, they were killed by the aboriginal planet's warriors, dying at the moment when they were closest to victory. Understood, Captain. Captain, don't worry, we won't be careless. How can we capsize a ship in an easy task? This isn't the first time we've experienced life and death situations. The crew members all promised. The captain nodded in satisfaction. Everything is to be extremely careful and safe. If there's no one stronger than us on this planet, then we can obtain the biggest profit. If there's a warrior on this planet, then we have two paths. One is to inform the slave merchants. The second is to inform my family. The captain said solemnly, encountering a warrior on an aboriginal planet. This was a very common occurrence in the history of the universe. The explorer's mission was to discover the planet. There was no need to fight them head-on. The captain looked at the control screen. Atuka began to scan the entire planet, quickly obtain the planet's information. Captain, this planet has an information network. The avatar on the console was excited. I can hack into the network and quickly obtain a lot of information about this planet. Very good. The captain's eyes shone even brighter. There's even an information network. The crew laughed in surprise. In the history of the universe, most of the native planets discovered were very backward. Invade quickly. Understand this planet from all aspects, such as economy, religion, powerhouses, military, technology, and so on. The captain ordered. Most importantly, the information on the powerhouses. Prioritize the information on the powerhouses. Yes, Captain, Atuka replied, and then easily hacked into Earth's network. This universe adventurer ship's level of advancement far exceeded the current Earth's. It was completely comparable to the Black Dragon ship. Silently, Earth's history and many other information were quickly collected, except for some secret information that was stored in physical storage and disconnected from the internet. As long as it was something that could be found on the internet, all of it had been discovered. However, no one on Earth had discovered it. At this time, China Jiangnan headquarters city, Luo Feng's castle's rooftop balcony. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God sat around a table. I've long reached the pinnacle of the Star Traveler level 9. Why can't I break through? Thunder God rubbed his bald head unhappily. With Third Brother's instruction manual, my techniques, strength exertion, etc. have all improved by a lot. Right now, Brother Hong is already a Star Traveler level 9. In terms of fighter fitness, I've always been stronger than him. Cocky. Hong glanced at him. I've only just stepped in a level 9. You're already at the pinnacle. No matter, little Third Brother still improves the fastest. Thunder God exclaimed loudly. Don't call me little Third Brother. Luo Feng rubbed his nose. While the three strongest warriors of Earth were leisurely enjoying themselves, they didn't know at this time a universe adventurer ship had already entered the planet and swiftly hacked into the network to collect large amounts of information. They had always been afraid of something that would happen a long time later. It was currently happening in the air above the Atlantic Ocean. Above the dark ocean, the silver-gray ship floated motionlessly. Within the control room, the captain and 8 crew members were quietly waiting for the ship's AI to collect information. Captain, the information on the powerhouses has been collected, Atuka shouted. The eyes of the explorers within the ship lit up. The information on the powerhouses was what they were most concerned about. If the planet's powerhouses were stronger than them, then their profits would be greatly reduced. But if the planet's powerhouses were much weaker than them, then the planet would be theirs to trample on. They could reap the most benefits. Speak, the captain said. We've already established a translation program for the universe language and the planet's indigenous language. This planet is called Earth by the humans within it. There's a total of 7 billion humans on Earth, of which there are close to 1 million student level, and the number of star travelers close to 100. The number of star levels is 0. Atuka said directly. There was silence within the ship. The captain and the 8 crew members were stunned. Ha ha! The captain was the first to laugh excitedly. Ha ha, that's great. The black gorilla-like explorer was also extremely excited. There's actually only close to 100 star travelers. The powerhouses of this planet are too weak. There's not even a single star level. The group of crew members were extremely excited. On their ship, the captain's power was without a doubt the strongest, and the other crew members all had their own unique skills, including the captain. There were a total of 3-star level warriors. The other 6 were Star Traveler level 9, and the other 2 were support crew members of the ship. This kind of power could completely suppress the powerhouses of Earth. This way, they could do whatever they wanted, reaping the most benefits from this planet. Captain, there's more detailed information you must look at. The ship's AI, it took a reminded. What information? The captain smiled. If it was said that when he first entered Earth, he was still cautious and nervous, but now that he heard that the entire planet didn't even have a single star level, he was naturally relaxed. As for the strongest guard that Luo Feng bought on Dragonstar, very few people on Earth knew about it. Even the various countries didn't know about it. It couldn't even be found on the internet. Captain, there are 3 extremely famous pinnacle warriors on Earth. They're called Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. The AI Atuka said, "This is a video of Luo Feng battling a monster." A virtual projection appeared in mid-air in the control room, showing the video of Luo Feng killing the Octopus Emperor back then. This Earthling is flying pretty fast. What is he stepping on? A green-skinned lady was shocked. It's a spirit weapon. To be able to fly so fast in the planet's interior with such strong air resistance. It's definitely a spirit weapon. A Star Traveler level punk actually has a spirit weapon. Stupid. This was one of the planets controlled by an invincible warrior back then. What's a few treasures left behind? The explorers discussed amongst themselves. However, in the video, Luo Feng used the Arc Cutter Blade to kill the Octopus Emperor. Arc Cutter Blade. Level 3 Spirit Weapon Arc Cutter Blade. The captain and the Black Gorilla Man exclaimed simultaneously. The Black Gorilla Man's eyes gleamed, howling, "Captain, we're rich! We're rich!" This planet definitely has treasures left behind by an invincible warrior. Otherwise, an aboriginal planet definitely wouldn't have a level 3 spirit weapon. HM. The captain's eyes gleamed too. He understood, too. This Earth was different from the other aboriginal planets. Captain, this is the second video. It's a video of the battle between Hong and Thunder God. The AI Atuka broadcasted the second video that was widely circulated on the internet. Hong and Thunder God teamed up, battling the space beast Goldenhorn Beast. On the video, Hong and Thunder God unleashed their domains, burning their souls as they fought to the death. Damn, these are Star Travelers, right? How can they have domains? Both of them have domains? Sick. Star Travelers with domains? And 2 of them appearing at once? Looking at the entire Black Dragon Mountain Empire, to have 2 Star Travelers with domains on one planet, that's not very realistic. That's sick. Look, a pile of metal actually appeared in front of the black-clothed man. It's definitely a space storage item. And the space inside isn't small. Space storage item. No wonder this place was ruled by an invincible warrior. Look at what they're wearing. That black-clothed man, the armor on his body is so weird. It's definitely not a normal battle uniform. The crew members were all shocked. However, the captain's expression was serious, staring hard at Hong and Thunder God's opponent, the Goldenhorn Beast. Information on space beasts had always been extremely rare, and not many people paid special attention to this information. Even though the Virtual Universe Network had some public information, it was only a rough introduction to the space beasts. As for detailed information on the Goldenhorn Beast, there wasn't any. One had to know. Even the Yin Mo Planet Master, this undying warrior, only had some basic knowledge on the Goldenhorn Beast. The other normal explorers, most of them didn't know. Very few of them only had a rough idea. This is... The captain stared hard at the Goldenhorn Beast in the video as a direct descendant of the Nulan Shan family. He had received an excellent education and could be said to be an extremely qualified and excellent trainee mercenary. He had seen the most terrifying space beast introductions, and one of them was this bloodthirsty and violent beast, the Goldenhorn Beast. Goldenhorn Beast, it's actually a Goldenhorn Beast, and from the looks of it, it's only a star level 1 Goldenhorn Beast. It can only be considered an infant of the Goldenhorn Beast. My God, such a young Goldenhorn Beast, if it was captured alive, it would be worth more than 10 planets. The captain felt like he was holding his breath, beads of perspiration forming on his forehead. He was so excited his entire body was flushed with blood. This was an incomparably huge amount of wealth. There would definitely be undying beings who would be willing to pay a huge price to purchase this top-notch bloodline space beast infant. Chapter 297. Look, it's liquid silver guards. The two liquid silver protectors work together to stop the monster. Earth actually has liquid silver guards. It's indeed a planet ruled by an invincible warrior. The crew members were all very excited. The footage from before revealed many of the more valuable items. All gave a signal. After that invincible warrior had fallen, there were still many treasures left on Earth. One had to know, that was an invincible warrior that even the Silver Blue Empire didn't dare resist. Even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire didn't dare mess with. Atuka. The captain's eyes were bloodshot, somewhat agitated. Is that beast alive or dead? Of the 8 heroes of Earth, Luo Fong, M.O. Henderson, Eastbourne, Tripathi Singh, Jia Yi, and Sokolov, these 6 sacrificed themselves to unleash a spirit technique to kill the swallowing beast, saving humanity on Earth. Atuka swiftly reported the information he gathered from the internet. Bastard. The captain couldn't help but curse. Bastard, dog's it, go die. The captain cursed fiercely. The 8 crew members were all shocked. Today was a joyous day. How could the captain be so angry? How could it die? The captain was furious. The Golden Horn Beast was destined to become a Sector Lord Pinnacle, because the Golden Horn Beast's innate talent. The moment it reached the Sector Lord level 9, it could be said to be invincible under the Undying level. A Golden Horn Beast at its peak wasn't easy to deal with, and even harder to capture alive. However, a mere star level 1 Golden Horn Beast infant, to the explorers of the universe, there were plenty of ways to capture it alive. It was only a star level 1. As long as there was a powerful spirit reader hypnotist, they could easily tame the Golden Horn Beast. The Golden Horn Beast's rarity, cautiousness, etc., meant that encountering a Golden Horn Beast infant was an extremely difficult task. Any Undying or Sector Lord would probably be willing to spend an astronomical amount of wealth to purchase a Golden Horn Beast infant. Astronomical amount of wealth. The price of a Golden Horn Beast infant. I can't even imagine it. The captain was filled with regret. Why didn't he come earlier? These humans of Earth were simply wasting such a treasure. He had actually killed the cub of the giant starry sky beast with the highest bloodline. Once he obtained it, as long as he handled it carefully, he would definitely become a true figure in the upper echelons of the universe. The price of a Golden Horn Beast infant wouldn't be any lower than his entire Newland Shan family. After all, it represented a pinnacle Sector Lord existence. Bastard. The captain was filled with hatred. A corpse. Yes, corpses. The captain's eyes gleamed. Undying corpses are incomparably precious. The Golden Horn Beast infant's corpse is also very precious. Although it's not as good as a live one, it's definitely more valuable than a planet. There are many large powers and organizations in the universe that are willing to pay a high price to buy the Golden Horn Beast corpse to dissect and research. Atuka, where's the monster's corpse? The captain shouted. The 8 crew members were very confused. Captain, the ship's AI, Atuka replied. After that swallowing beast was killed, humans once sent planetary state warriors to the bottom of the sea. However, countless monsters gathered, causing humans to be unable to get the body. To this day, the Devourer's corpse is still a mystery. 3 years, the Golden Horn Beast can devour. It has an internal world. The captain guessed, when it dies, when the internal world collapses, the dissipated energy supports the body. I believe the corpse shouldn't decompose much in 3 years. With the Golden Horn Beast scales for defense, even if it dies, it shouldn't be eaten by those normal monsters. The captain was extremely nervous. At least for now, this Golden Horn Beast corpse was definitely the treasure on this planet that he coveted the most. The universe exploration ship floated above the Atlantic Ocean, continuing to gather information on Earth. As time passed, the information became more complete. China time, 11:42 in the afternoon. Captain, all the information has been gathered. Atuka said, This planet's technology, military, and other aspects is still at the beginning stages of space civilization. It's still very far from space civilization. In terms of military strength, this planet has no way of resisting our little exploration team. The only thing worth noting is on this planet, there are Muya crystals, Black God battle uniform, cloud contact vines, spirit weapons, space rings, and many other valuable items of the universe. Atuka swiftly said, that year on Misty Island, Hong's battle with the Beast Emperor, he used the cloud contact vine. Even though the footage was hidden, there were too many people who saw it. It could indeed be found on the internet. Also, the search for the Muya crystals back then was crazy. There were still bits and pieces on the internet. Things like the Black God set, spirit weapons, and space rings were much easier to find. The captain and the 8 crew members were all excited. Cloud contact vine? If the cloud contact vine seed can be grown and nurtured into a seedling, every seedling is worth up to 100 billion black dragon dollars. It's not strange that it's expensive. As long as the cloud contact vine is carefully nurtured, it has a 100% chance of reaching the universe level. How can it not be expensive? The cloud contact vine's seed wasn't too expensive, because for the seed to live, nurturing it into a seedling was extremely difficult, and it wasn't hard for the seedling to grow to the universe level. For example, as long as it ate enough Muya crystals, it could reach the universe level. One could imagine the value of a universe-level warrior, even though the cost of nurturing it was extremely high. However, the cloud contact vine seedlings were still expensive. Muya crystals? The best food for cultivating beasts and plants. The Muya crystals? That's something even domain lords, sector lords, and even undying beings would buy. The Muya crystals have too many uses. It's suitable for humans, beasts, plant life, and many other life forms. Earth actually has Muya crystals. The entire ship was excited beyond words. Captain, we've discovered a special dew on Earth. It's been named the Evolution Dew by the Earthlings after testing. It should be the universe's purple light dew. Atuka continued, and according to our calculations, the amount of purple light dew on Earth is extremely large, probably a few hundred tons. Atuka had also estimated the amount based on the number of high-level students on Earth. Earth has purple light dew? The captain was shocked. That invincible warrior, he really gave Earth a lot of grace. A few hundred tons of purple light dew. Compared to the cloud contact vine, the arc cutter blade, and the golden horn bee's corpse, the difference was too huge. A few planets that were rich in purple light dew, that was in the thousands and tens of thousands of tons. A few hundred tons didn't shock the captain. Within the control room, the captain and the 8 crew members were discussing how to get the most out of Earth. Without a doubt, the most valuable things on Earth are the treasures left behind by that invincible warrior. The green-skinned lady's eyes gleamed. That was an invincible warrior who could enter the dark universe with his body, hiding the coordinates of the universe. If we can get the treasures left behind by that warrior, then keep dreaming. The black gorilla man shook his head. Let's not talk about whether or not the invincible warrior fell on this planet. But there's one thing. The treasures left behind by that being. If we were to get our hands on them, there's a 99% chance that we'll lose our lives. The crew members discussed amongst themselves. The captain creased his eyebrows as he considered what to do. Follow plan number 3. The captain said solemnly. Captain? The 8 crew members looked over. Captain, the ship's AI, Atuka, shouted. We've received a communication request from the family fleet. HM? The captain's expression changed slightly. You guys stay here. We'll act later. I'll go deal with those arrogant bastards. The captain said, immediately leaving the control room and entering his own room. Within the captain's resting room, the tall and handsome captain sat in his chair, closing his eyes, connect to the virtual universe network. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. The AI quantum computers were usually half connected to the virtual universe, able to receive messages from others. And if he wanted to communicate or send a message, he had to send his consciousness into the universe. Virtual universe, Ganwu continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. In the courtyard of an ordinary house, the captain suddenly appeared. On his shoulder, there was also a fist-sized elf. This house was the captain's property in the virtual universe. If one didn't have property in the virtual universe, they would be like Luo Feng, directly appearing on the streets. If they had property, they would appear in their homes in the virtual universe. They had property and many other functions. House, living room. Do. A screen appeared on the living room's wall. On it was a communication request. Now you're begging me? The captain laughed coldly as he looked at the screen, saying, "Connect." The screen shook slightly, and on the huge screen, 8 silhouettes appeared. Of these 8, 3 had pointy ears, their eyes glowing red just like the captain. And the other 5, their looks were a little special, obviously not of the same race as the captain. Oh, there's actually 8 direct disciples who want to see me at the same time? The captain frowned. Burrow, the leader of the 8, a similarly pointy-eared, exceptionally handsome youth, said coldly, "You should have arrived at that life planet." "So what if I've arrived?" The captain laughed coldly. "Pulla, I've already stated my conditions before. Let me tell you, I, Bulow, am the one who contributed the most to the discovery of this planet. Whether it was the discovery of the wormhole or the arrival of this planet, it was all due to me. In fact, I can give this planet to whoever I want." Humph. Of the 8 standing, one of the tall and sturdy black-skinned man snorted coldly. "What are you snorting about?" The captain stared. "Chromie, even if you reach the star level 9 and have the status of a direct disciple, you're still an outsider. I am the only direct disciple of the Newland Shan family. Within the Newland Shan family, many outsiders entered the Newland Shan family, of which only those who reached the star level 9 had the right to become a direct disciple, having a special status. Burrow, we're not here to negotiate with you. We're here to inform you." The moment the old patriarch received the news of the Void region, he personally sent the order over. Regarding that planet that was once ruled by an invincible warrior, the old patriarch was extremely interested. Hence, this planet must belong to the family. There definitely can't be any accidents otherwise. Otherwise, my ass. The captain stared. 8 direct disciples. It said that there are over 30 Newland Shan guards? Wah. Adding up to over 40 star level 9 stages. What a terrifying power. Killing me is like squashing an ant. I, Bullywuo, am so scared. The captain looked like he was trembling in fear, following which he glared fiercely, roaring, "Get lost. If you have the ability, then come and kill me. Come on, come on." The captain shouted. The 8 direct disciples' faces were ashen. A bunch of trash. The captain laughed coldly. "You guys better understand the situation. I'm not that down-and-out kid from back then. Right now, it's the family that needs my help. Hence, show me some respect. All right, I don't like you guys. We'll talk about this planet a day later." The communication was cut off. P.S. 2 chapters completed. Chapter 298. Virtual Universe, Black Dragon Island, within a house. After the captain closed the communicator, he leisurely walked to the side and poured himself a glass of wine. "DDD. Captain, the family fleet is requesting a call." The little elf Atuka on the captain's shoulder shouted. "Don't be anxious." The captain smiled as he raised his wine glass. Leisurely sitting on the sofa, gently swirling the glass in his hand, the golden liquid within the transparent glass rippled. "We have to leave them hanging. We have to let them understand this negotiation. Just who holds the initiative? A bunch of stupid bastards." "Captain, the family fleet is requesting a second call." A third call. Time passed by minute. The captain laid on the sofa, raising his wine glass and squinting his eyes, listening to the 9th call from the family fleet, muttering, "Pulla, this time I want to let them know that I, Bulow and Newland Shan, am the most outstanding of this generation of the family. You? Just a flower that grew up in a greenhouse." D. "Captain, there's an unknown number requesting a call. The other party has automatically revealed his identity. He's a universe-level warrior." Atuka shouted from his shoulder. "Pooh!" Bulow Newland Shan spat out the wine in his mouth, fiercely standing up, his eyes wide open. "Universe level?" Through the quantum computer, or AI quantum computer, when connected to the virtual universe network, one could request to check one's strength. The virtual universe network would use the AI quantum computer and the quantum computer to scan the human body and check one's strength. Normally, in the virtual universe network, no one would display their strength. If there were special times, like some special places that required the strength of the person who entered, then they would have to display their strength. Connect, Bulow Newland Shawn shouted, before saying again, "Wait a moment." Bulow Newland Shawn took a deep breath, wiping his face, calming himself down before saying, "Connect." "Yes, Captain." The little boy Atuka shouted. "Do." A screen appeared on the wall of the living room. On it appeared a pointy-eared, eyes slightly red, extremely handsome, similar to Bulow Newland Shawn, a middle-aged man. Old family leader. Bulow Newland Shawn bowed respectfully. The Newland Shawn family, as a new, strong family, including the current family leader, there had been a total of 3 family leaders. The first patriarch founded the Newland Shawn family. The 3 clan leaders had all reached the universe level before they had the right to take over the clan leader position. This old clan leader was the second clan leader. Back then, when he took over the position, he was a universe level 1. And now that tens of thousands of years had passed, this old clan leader was already a universe level 6 warrior. The current leader was Bulow Newland Shawn's grandfather, and the second patriarch was more than 10 ranks higher than Bulow Newland Shawn. Bulow, the old patriarch, smiled as he looked at Bulow Newland Shawn. "I don't really know much about the younger generation of the family. Today should be the first time I've spoken to you." "Yes, old chief." Bulow's face was flushed red. He was extremely respectful. How exciting. From the time he was born to the time he left the family, over 1,000 years. Although he had seen the old patriarch from afar, he did not have the qualifications to talk to the old patriarch. This was the first time. Those who grow up under the protection of the family are ultimately weak. Like you, adventuring and roaming the universe. Only then will you be able to sharpen the edge that belongs to the strong. The old patriarch praised. "Our Newland Shawn family has always judged our clansmen based on contributions and strength. This planet was once controlled by an undying being, hence its position is special. A normal life planet to the Newland Shawn family wasn't much. These types of special planets were considered more valuable. The family will give you 100 billion Black Dragon dollars as a reward, and also give you the position of an Eternal Elder," the old patriarch said directly. "Eternal Elder?" Bulow's eyes stared wide. The position of an elder of the family was extremely high, even higher than the direct disciples. However, even if one took the position of an elder, if one made a huge mistake, with the approval of the patriarch and the elders, one could still be removed from the position. However, the position of Eternal Elder, even if one made a huge mistake, at most one's benefits would be reduced, but it would never be removed from the position. Only by making huge contributions would one have the qualifications to obtain this position. Our Newland Shawn family's glory is built upon the hard work of generations of disciples," the old patriarch said. "Don't worry, old patriarch. I, Bulow Newland Shawn, as a disciple of the Newland Shawn family, am willing to fight for the family's glory." Bulow straightened his back. "You are very outstanding." The old patriarch smiled and nodded. "The conquest and excavation of this planet, you will be the vanguard. The family's fleet will arrive in 3 months. "Understood. Patriarch, don't worry. The strongest power on this planet is only around the Star Traveler level 9. My adventurer team will be able to conquer the entire planet. I will definitely prepare everything well, waiting for the family fleet to take over everything." Bulow puffed out his chest and said loudly. The old patriarch nodded in satisfaction. "The day we return, I will personally bestow upon you the title of Eternal Elder." "Ha!" The communication was cut off. "Ha!" Captain Bulow Shawn's red eyes were filled with excitement. "Earth's value is huge, but I'm after all only a star level. Such a huge profit, I definitely can't handle it well. And now, haha, I am the family's high and mighty Eternal Elder. Earth." Bulow Shawn's eyes lit up like never before. So, his entire being vanished from the virtual universe. "Earth, above the Atlantic Ocean. The silver-gray ship floated there. Follow plan number 3. Immediately go and capture Earth's 3 strongest warriors. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. If the 3 pinnacle warriors are captured, Earth will have no courage to resist. Also, through these 3, we can easily learn many of Earth's secrets. Within the ship's control room, Buluo was extremely confident. Yes, Captain. The 8 crew members behind him replied in unison. Atuka, Luo Feng, and the other two's positions. Captain Buluo said, after hacking into Earth's satellite network, we've confirmed that Hong and Thunder God are heading towards Luo Feng's residence. Earth China's Jiangnan headquarters city, Yangzhou City. A child's head on the control screen shouted loudly. Depart, destination. Yangzhou City. Buluo pointed towards Earth's China. So, the silver-gray universe ship immediately became a beam of light, crossing the ocean and flying straight towards Asia's China continent. China, Jiangnan headquarters city, one of the 8 great cities, Yangzhou City. Westlake Courtyard's castle had already become Luo Feng's name. Hong's shipbuilding, Thunder God's 7-star building, Luo Feng's castle. These were the residences of Earth's 3 pinnacle warriors. On the balcony of the castle, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God sat cross-legged, their hearts as calm as the ocean. Luo Feng, a universe ship has entered the security zone. Babata shouted anxiously. What? Luo Feng fiercely opened his eyes. He was so shocked his entire body was trembling, cold sweat beating his forehead. A universe ship on Earth other than his own universe ship. Who else could operate a universe ship? Don't tell me, in a vast universe, explorers from other planets had finally discovered Earth? However, according to logic, the dark universe coordinates of Earth's star field had long been covered by his teacher's space techniques. It's a universe ship, and it's AC-grade universe ship. Babata shouted anxiously. Why would there be a universe ship? Luo Feng was both anxious and furious within. I don't know, but the ship has already arrived above the castle. Babata said. Beside him, Hong and Thunder God could clearly feel the originally calm atmosphere around them being disturbed, simultaneously opening their eyes and looking suspiciously at Luo Feng. Luo Feng's expression was ashen, cold sweat beating. Babata's security zone was within a 20,000 m radius around him. Back when he was underground on Misty Island, Babata relied on this security zone to detect the strength of the surrounding humans. Usually, this security zone was maintained by Babata, which allowed him to discover the universe ship's arrival. The universe ship floated about 3,000 m above the castle. This civilization is really backward. Our ship is just parked here, yet they can't even discover it. The green-skinned lady said proudly. Look, this planet's 3 strongest people are sitting on the balcony of that castle. The 3 strongest people, if placed in the universe, they'd barely be able to make a living. The black gorilla man laughed coldly. He was one of the 3-star levels in this exploration team. The captain Bulow Newland Sean, through the external simulation, looked below, high-spirited, laughing. Attention all, after we're done with Earth, we don't have to take any more risks. Let's go. Let's go interact with the strongest of the 3 aboriginals. Let these aboriginals understand what it means to be the strongest of the universe. Ha ha. Let's have some fun with these aboriginals. Ha. The crew members were all proud. Facing these aboriginals that hadn't assimilated into the universe, they naturally felt a sense of superiority. They thought they were civilized people, and the ones before them were just aboriginals. So, the cabin door opened, with the captain, Bulow Newland Sean, leading the group of explorers, other than the 2 maintenance workers. The rest all flew downwards. They're here. Luo Feng looked up. In the sky, suddenly 7 human silhouettes flew down. Some were like black gorillas. Some were handsome. Some were green-skinned. These 7 explorers from the universe were obviously different from the humans of Earth. The 7 of them all had smiles of superiority, their eyes filled with a sense of superiority. as though they were in control of everything, looking down on the aboriginals. 3 aboriginals. Pitiful aboriginals. Bulow Nulinshan looked down at the 3 humans of Earth with ugly expressions. His mood, however, was extremely good. From his point of view, these humans of Earth were just so adorable. This planet could bring him huge amounts of wealth, a high position. These were basically aboriginals that he could trample on easily. On the balcony, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God looked at the screen on their arms. A star level 6, a star level 2, and a star level 1. 4-star Traveler level 9. The 3 exchanged glances. We're in big trouble. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God's expressions were ugly. These 7 explorers, Luo Feng and the others, didn't even put them in their eyes. However, the arrival of these 7 explorers meant that Earth was no longer safe. Earthlings. Bulow Nulinshan looked down and said slowly, "The quantum computer automatically translated into Earth's language. From now on, you are all slaves of me, a warrior from the universe, Bulow Nulinshan." The translated Earth's Chinese. That low voice resounded throughout the entire castle, causing the people on the streets outside to look up in shock. In midair, Bulow Nulinshan stood in midair, slightly raising his chin, looking high and mighty, his eyes looking pitifully at the 3 aboriginals on the balcony below. On the balcony, Luo Feng and the other 2's expressions were gloomy. "Men," Luo Feng ordered coldly. "Rumble, rumble, 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 rumble." One after another, human silhouettes from the castle's corridors, windows, and balconies swiftly rushed into the sky. The densely packed human silhouettes, almost as though they were shooting into the sky, covering the sky with countless arrows. The densely packed human silhouettes swiftly filled the sky, immediately surrounding the 7 explorers who were filled with superiority. Tomato is back. Do your best to summon votes. Monthly votes. Chapter 299. This, Bulow Nulinshan, the Black Gorilla Man, the Green Skin Lady, and the other 4 explorers were all completely stunned. The aboriginals that they originally thought were weak and backward had actually suddenly produced so many powerful warriors. Star level 7 spirit readers? Level 7. There are 3-star level 7 spirit readers. Bulow Nulinshan and the others stared in shock at their own quantum computers, the words displayed on their screens. My God, the strongest amongst them, the captain, was only a star level 6, and he was only a fighter. 1-star level 7 spirit reader was enough to wipe out their entire team of explorers, much less 3 of them. Master. The blur of human silhouettes bowed respectfully towards Luo Feng on the balcony. Master? The 7 explorers looked shocked at the 3 weak aboriginals on the balcony, and Luo Feng coldly pointed at them. Capture them. Those who resist, kill them. Yes. The slave guards replied respectfully. Shua, shua, shua. Immediately, the entire guard surrounded the 7 explorers. The Green Skin Lady was the first to shout loudly in universe language. The quantum computer swiftly translated her words. I surrender. I surrender. The Black Gorilla Man said too. We surrender. We surrender. Don't kill us. Out of the 7 explorers, 6 of them chose to surrender at the first moment. Even though the explorers were dancing on the edge of a knife, they weren't idiots. The 3-star level 7 spirit readers, leading close to 1,000 strong guards, could easily wipe out 10 of their small teams. Resisting only had one result, death. Hence the 6 of them chose to surrender. How? How could it be like this? Bulow Nulinshan's handsome face was twisted. How could it be like this? He, Bulow, had such a beautiful future. How could it suddenly turn out like this? The humans of this planet, didn't they almost perish against the star level 1 golden horn beast? How could so many star level warriors suddenly appear? And the most important thing was, amongst these star level warriors, he could tell with a glance, some of them weren't even from Earth. Death or surrender. The 3 Black Mang warriors looked coldly at Bulow Nulinshan. Bulow Nulinshan gritted his teeth, saying softly, I surrender. From then on, the 7 universe adventurers all surrendered. They didn't even have the guts to resist. Luo Feng and the other 2 flew up. Beside them, Thunder God and Hong carefully looked at the 7. In terms of looks, there were a few peculiar ones amongst them. Back when Luo Feng chose the slaves, he chose the ones with height and looks that were close to the humans of Earth. But these 7 universe adventurers were very different from Earthlings. Meng 1, lead the first small team and order the universe ship to surrender. Luo Feng ordered. Yes. A small team quickly soared into the sky. The silver-gray spaceship in midair saw that the situation was not good and was about to escape. However, at this time, a black spaceship appeared out of thin air and quickly intercepted the silver-gray spaceship. This Earthling actually has a spaceship. At this moment, the universe adventurers all had a bitter taste in their mouths. They hadn't found out about this before. We surrender. Surrender, don't kill us. The silver ship quickly stopped. The 2 crew members of the spaceship were very clear, relying on spirit attacks for a star level 7 spirit reader to kill the 2 little star traveler punks. It was too easy. Also, their ship's AI listened to the captain's orders. It was impossible for him to ignore the captain and escape with them. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God, and the others floated in the air above the castle, surrounded by close to 1,000 slaves. Meng 1 brought his men into the silver-gray universe ship. You're called Buluo Nulan Shan? Luo Feng looked at the incredibly handsome explorer captain. Yes. The captain stood perfectly straight. Beside him were Meng 2 and Meng 3 who were escorting him. The captain's gaze was cold. I didn't expect that 2 to 3 years ago. Because of a star level 1 space beast, your entire race was on the brink of extinction. However, in a short 2 to 3 years, you've already gained so many warriors. The captain looked at Luo Feng, his gaze complicated. You have a universe ship. Then you've definitely been to the other planets in the universe. These Black Meng warriors, were you the one who bought them? Buluo Nulan Shan wasn't stupid. Of course he could guess. Smart. Luo Feng looked at them. It's laughable that I still treated you as aborigines. Buluo Nulan Shan was filled with hatred. If he had known that Earth had such power, he wouldn't have even shown himself, and would have waited in space for the family fleet. The moment the family fleet arrived, Earth would have no way to resist. However, according to the information he had gathered, he was very sure that Earth didn't have any battle power beyond the star level. Right, he was very sure. If there were absolute warriors, then how could the Golden Horn Beast cause such a huge disaster? If there were absolute warriors, why hadn't any of the secret areas of the network been discovered? Also, Earth's undisputed pinnacle warriors were Hong, Thunder God, and Luo Feng, these 3. And he had also seen that these 3, none of them were star levels. With so much information, he was sure that Earth didn't have any star-level battle power. However, fate was playing with people. Fate plays with people. Buluo Nulan Shan was filled with hatred within. How many of you came to Earth? Luo Feng asked. How did you get here? Buluo Nulan Shan's heart was filled with longing. These Earth people don't even know that there's still my family fleet behind them. I'm enduring it for now. When the family fleet arrives, we'll destroy them easily. If we're lucky, I'll still have a chance of survival. Buluo was filled with longing for life. There are a total of 9 of us. Buluo Nulan Shan said solemnly, we accidentally stumbled into a wormhole. That's how we entered this void starfield. According to the old star maps, we knew that this void region had 2 life planets. Back then we were extremely excited. Discovering a planet in the universe represents an incomparably huge amount of wealth. Hence, our little team of adventurers headed in that direction. Oh, wormhole. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God looked at each other. No wonder. Otherwise, even if one flew at light speed from the edge of the void region, it would still take about 1,000 years to reach here. Only a wormhole, this sort of irregular existence, would allow a universe ship to suddenly enter this starfield. Just the 9 of you? Hong asked. Yes. Buluo nodded. We don't trust anyone else discovering a planet, this sort of thing. How could we easily tell others? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God all nodded within. What Buluo said made sense. Meng, too, hypnotized the other six, asked them carefully. Luo Feng was cautious, ordering, swiftly rushing into the sky. Hong and Thunder God followed, flying towards the silver-gray ship. Hypnotize? Buluo's expression immediately changed. The other six adventurers' expressions changed too. Having been on the edge of life and death for so long, they were adept at grasping any opportunity to escape. With what the captain had said earlier, they were clear on what to do. Only by relying on the family fleet behind would they have any hope of survival. If even this was revealed, the aboriginals of Earth would definitely not spare them. Even if they didn't speak, the AI, Atuka, could communicate with Buluo's consciousness. With Buluo's instructions, Atuka wouldn't leak any information. If they wanted to listen well, it was a pity the opponent had a powerful spirit reader able to easily hypnotize a star traveler or a star level 1 or 2. Silver gray ship within the control room. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God enter the control room. Master. Meng Wan's guard bowed respectfully. Beside him were two explorers in charge of the ship's maintenance. HM. Luo Feng nodded, flipping his hand and retrieving a microchip card. Chi. It was immediately inserted into a notch in the control panel. Begin the infiltration, Luo Feng. Watch me. Babata began to infiltrate the ship's AI system. A child's head immediately appeared on the control panel screen, shouting, "Stop the infiltration! Immediately stop the infiltration!" Wah! It can only be considered a normal AI. In terms of intellect, it can't even compare to that Black Dragon Mountain X-81's AI. Babata's evil head appeared on the screen. Babata revealed his fangs, extremely pleased, swiftly and continuously infiltrating the system, taking complete control of the ship. Du Luo Feng took out the phone from his pocket. Looking, it was the country's contact person, General Wang. Mr. Luo Feng, we've just received intelligence, saying there's a voice from your castle. From now on, you are all the slaves of the universe's warrior, Bleonel and Shan. What's going on? General Wang said anxiously from the countryside. And we've also discovered a large number of warriors flying in the air, close to 1,000 of them. To be able to fly, that meant they were at least star travelers. Close to 1,000 star travelers? Which country on Earth wouldn't be nervous? Relax, we've just met an explorer from the universe. We've already subdued him. There's no problem. Luo Feng said casually. Hello. Oh, Lady Larry. Hong and Thunder God receive a call. Obviously, the sudden appearance of close to 1,000 warriors on top of the castle. This scene was known by all the countries. There was no way they didn't know. Because, for an important place like Luo Feng's castle, there would definitely be a large number of spies observing it. No problem. It's already no problem. Hong and Thunder God laughed through the phone. Luo Feng held the phone and smiled as he spoke. However, his expression suddenly changed, because the control panel screen was swiftly displaying large amounts of Chinese words. It was Babata's doing. Impossible. Luo Feng's face immediately went pale. Hong and Thunder God looked over in shock. However, when they saw the Chinese words on the screen, their faces too became extremely pale. No. Hong and Thunder God's eyes were filled with shock and rage. Master, that captain before was lying. His little explorer team was just the vanguard. Behind them, there's still the huge Newell and Shan family fleet. Meng Tu, who was in charge of hypnosis and interrogation, rushed into the ship, shouting anxiously. Luo Feng's expression was ashen. He already knew. Kill him. Thunder God beside said angrily. Don't kill him. Just cripple him first. Torture and interrogate him. Hong Tu said angrily. Right, interrogate. Everything regarding the Newell and Shan family. Interrogate them for me. Luo Feng's eyes were ice cold. Earth's 3 pinnacle warriors were all incomparably furious. What's up? What happened? Dear Hong? What's going on? Voices resounded from the 3's phones. General Wang, our Earth's humans are in big trouble. Luo Feng's face was pale, his eyes red as he stared at the control panel screen. The words on it were like sharp knives stabbing into his heart. We're in big trouble. Thunder God said solemnly, I suggest we immediately gather the leaders of the 5 countries, the leaders of the 23 headquarter cities. We'll meet in the Palace of War Gods. Hong said coldly. Luo Feng nodded. Thinking about the huge power of the family fleet, he couldn't help but feel fear. P.S. Chapter 2 has ended. Continue writing Chapter 3. Continue to work hard on getting votes. Everyone has a free recommendation ticket. Please vote for Tomato. Chapter 300. This isn't even on the same level. Luo Feng couldn't help but be flustered. Hacking into the Explorer ship's AI system, he discovered, this time, the Newland Shan family's conquest of Earth, with a small universe ship as the vanguard, the Newland Shan family fleet as the main force. This time, the Newland Shan family fleet consisted of 2 battleships. Within the fleet, the leader was the Newland Shan family leader's direct disciple Pulla, with 7 other direct disciples supporting him. Beside the 8 direct disciples, there were over 30 Newland Shan guards. The leader's direct disciple, his status was extremely high. Only those who had reached the star level 9 had the right to receive it. The Newland Shan guards were the Newland Shan family's most elite warriors, every one of them extremely valuable, their strength all at the star level 9 stage. Over 40 star level 9s, other star level 8s, 7s, etc. There were even more. The star level warriors on the 2 battleships. According to Blue Newland Shan's AI took his calculations, there should be about 1,000 of them, and over 10,000 star traveler levels. Star level 9, just one of them would be enough to sweep Earth. However, this time, there are over 40. Luo Feng's expression was ashen. It's very troublesome now. Thunder God's eyes were like lightning, saying solemnly, over 40 star level 9s, leading about 1,000 star levels and over 10,000 star traveler levels. How we fight? There's no way to fight. Unless we have a universe-level warrior, only then will we have a chance. However, where will the universe-level warriors come from? Luo Feng gritted his teeth anxiously. Universe level? If he gave himself 1 or 2 years, his golden horn beast body would reach the universe level. However, the Newland Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months. 3 months? There's only 3 months left. Luo Feng muttered softly. Hong, who had been sitting there with his eyes closed, suddenly opened his eyes. You found it. Thunder God looked at Hong. Luo Feng, too, looked at Hong. Hong nodded, his expression becoming even more serious. The Kaluo Empire's Newland Shan family is only a small family in the vast universe. It's very easy to find information on them in the virtual universe network. The Newland Shan family, 81,066 years ago, was established by the universe-level warrior Newland Shan himself. Newland Shan himself was the first family leader. His name became the family surname. Newland Shan's talent is extremely high. His comprehension is extremely strong. After reaching the universe level, he took in many disciples. Right now, Newland Shan himself is a universe level 9. He has many disciples under him and is extremely adept at teaching. 6 of them are universe levels. And amongst these 6 disciples, 2 of them were from the Newland Shan family. Hong said in a low voice, they're the 2nd and 3rd patriarchs respectively. What? Luo Feng was shocked. Even though he knew long ago that with a teacher, the chances of a universe level being born was higher. However, a single Newland Shan family, including the founder, actually had a total of 7 universe levels. How we fight this? Thunder God was also anxious. The Newland Shan family is the 3rd largest family in the Kaluo Empire. Hong introduced, the Kaluo Empire is a low-level, civilized country in the universe. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire is one of the 500 vassal states, but it is one of the top 3 out of the 500 vassal states. The number 1 family in the Kaluo Empire is the royal family, the Kaluo clan. The strongest person in the royal family is the Kaluo domain master. The 2nd largest clan in the Kaluo Empire is the Weighty clan. Luo Feng's heart skipped a beat. The Weighty clan? The good friend he met on Dragonstar. Gao Shen Weighty seemed to have mentioned Kaluo dollars. This Weighty clan was a family in the Kaluo Empire. However, Gao Sheng said on Dragon Star, there wasn't anyone on Dragon Star that he couldn't afford to offend. To dare say such a thing, it shouldn't just be a low-level civilized country family, right? Or maybe Gao Sheng Wadey wasn't the same family as this Wadey clan? The Wadey clan is a business family. Only their home is in the Kaluo Empire. Hong continued, right now, the majority of the Wadey clan's power is in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, even extending into the Ganwu Empire. Their overall power is even more terrifying than the entire Kaluo Empire. However, within the Kaluo Empire, only the Wadey clan's home, the remaining strong warriors only number around 10 universe levels. The Kaluo Empire's third family is the Newlin Shan family. Because he was able to raise 6 universe levels, Newlin Shan's reputation is extremely great, causing many to submit to him. Along with tens of thousands of years of operation, the entire Newlin Shan family territory has over 1,000 life planets. The most elite Newlin Shan guards are known as the 8,000 Newlin Shan guards, which means there are at least 8,000 star level 9 warriors. The most terrifying is Newlin Shan himself. Newlin Shan himself. Within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, he is extremely famous. His battle abilities are extremely strong. Luo Feng felt powerless against this huge Newlin Shan family. He really had no way to resist. 8,000 Newlin Shan guards. 7 universe levels. Just what should I do? A short 3 months, my golden horn beast body doesn't even have enough time to reach the universe level. Luo Feng swiftly pondered. Become the leader of Earth? Then I have to reach the star level within 3 months, obtain the bank account left behind by my teacher. Only then can I buy Earth. Discovering an ownerless planet, there were 3 choices. 1. Obtain the reward. There were no other benefits. As for how to deal with Earth, Luo Feng had no way of interfering. 2. Pay up and become the leader of Earth. However, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had the right to collect taxes on the planet's imports and exports. 3. Directly buy the planet, obtaining 100% of the authority. He didn't want to choose the first one. The moment he chose, the fate of Earth's humans would be uncertain. I can only think of a way to reach the star level as fast as possible. Luo Feng gritted his teeth. The jade marrow combined with the Muya crystals within 3 months, it's still possible. Second brother, third brother, the leaders of the various countries are about to reach the War God Palace. Let's enter the virtual space. Okay, let's go in. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God entered their individual training rooms, entering the virtual space War God Palace. Countless years, Earth's humans had never truly interacted with the universe countries. Now there was actually a universe country's powerful family that wanted to conquer and control the entire Earth. Especially when Luo Feng and the other 2 spoke of the opponent's strength, it made the upper echelons of Earth feel anxious, panicked, and lost. What to do? These upper echelons were indeed the elites of Earth, finally coming up with a detailed plan. On the balcony of the castle, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God gazed at the ground. We have no choice, Hong said softly. Luo Feng, you didn't lie to us. There really is such an account? Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. Yes, but I have to reach the star level to obtain this account. Luo Feng looked at the endless stream of people on the distant streets. Reaching the star level to obtain a bank account. Luo Feng only told his wife, Hong, and Thunder God, no one else. Let's risk it. We can only risk it. Thunder God said. Risk it, Hong said solemnly. Yes, risk it. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng said solemnly. Within 3 months, if I can reach the star level, everything will be fine. If within 3 months, I can't reach the star level, then we can only take samples and send the data to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire and receive the 100 billion Black Dragon dollars reward. Earth will belong to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. At least the Newlin Shan family won't dare steal it. Luo Feng said slowly. And if the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wants to control Earth through the wormhole, they'll need another 2 years of interstellar travel. 2 years of time, I'll rely on the ship. secretly transfer the humans of Earth. This was the plan. Prepare both ways. Success, he would become the leader of Earth. Failure, he would let Earth escape, allowing the humans of Earth to transfer as much as possible within these 2 years. Of course, this path would be very difficult. Allowing close to 7 billion humans to migrate was an extremely difficult and painful task. Unless it was the last resort, Luo Feng wouldn't choose to do it. That day, 3 in the afternoon, Thunder God's daughter, Hong's children, Luo Feng's family were all gathered in this castle. Many of Earth's upper echelon leaders were here too. Be careful on the other planets in the universe. The hopes of countless people on Earth are all on you. Do your best. Under everyone's words and anticipation, Luo Feng kissed his wife and children, following Hong and Thunder God towards the Black Dragon ship in midair. Daddy, come back soon. Daddy, the 2 children held by Su Xian shouted loudly. Okay. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God entered the Black Dragon ship's cabin door at the same time. Ka! The cabin door closed. The Black Dragon ship swiftly ascended, carrying the hope of Earth's people and leaving Earth. And the entire population of close to 7 billion people, the majority of them didn't know that in their peaceful lives, 3 people had already left Earth, heading into the vast universe to fight for hope. Within the Black Dragon ship's control room, external simulation at 100%, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God turned to look at the beautiful azure planet behind them. Babada. Luo Feng's voice was cold. Speed up. Prepare for universe travel. First destination. Bylon Star. The Black Dragon ship carried the 3 strongest warriors of Earth, beginning universe travel. The last time, it was Luo Feng alone to broaden his horizons and buy medals for himself. And this time it was 3 people, all for the hope of Earth's people. Not too far away from Earth, in a certain vast universe. 2 long and flat gray battleships, one in front and one behind, were both incomparably huge. The 2 battleships looked similar, their length reaching a shocking 6,000 m. At this time, they had become 2 blurry beams of light, swiftly flying through space. Within the battleship ahead, within the control room, a handsome youth that looked very similar to Buliuo Nolinshan sat there. Beside him sat 3 other men. What's going on? The handsome youth creased his eyebrows. We can't connect. HM. The black-skinned man nodded. The handsome youth's eyes flashed with killing intent. This Buliuo, the old head promised him that he would be able to take up the position of Eternal Elder. He really thinks he's so high and mighty that he can step on our heads. With regards to that planet, he actually didn't tell us anything at all. He's really ruthless. We invited him to talk, but he didn't connect. Another handsome youth gritted his teeth and said hatefully, Pula, I think we should, saying that he waved his hand. The other 2 were shocked too. The handsome youth Pula shook his head. Don't mess around. The family matters are more important. Anyway, there's still 3 months before we reach that planet. According to what the old head said, there's a high possibility that there's a huge treasure trove. P.S. 3 chapters completed. I've seen some book reviews. Why do the humans in the universe still use month, day, and hour as time units? Why do they still use dog shit as a form of cursing? I'll explain. I've already explained it before. This is all translated into Earth's Chinese language. Just like in English, when translated into Chinese, it could be simply F***CK or Godai, etc. To make it easier for everyone to understand, Tomato won't make up a bunch of universe units, otherwise everyone will find it too complicated. I've paused for the past 3 days. Tomato owes everyone 6 chapters. Today's 3 chapters is the first to make up for what I owe. I'll continue tomorrow and the day after. Regarding the plot, the following plot will definitely be exciting. Tomato has confidence. At the same time, I'm also trying to get votes. Because of Tomato, there aren't many votes right now. I hope everyone will support me. Chapter 301. Sitting in the Black Dragon ship, through universe travel, they arrived on Bylon Star, 11,800 light-years away from Earth. Bylon Star, extremely cold region. Many large warehouses were scattered in this cold region, a black universe ship slowly landed in front of one of the large warehouses in the residential area of the castle. So, 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 Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God swiftly jumped out of the cabin door. Behind them followed 4 black Meng bodyguards. Master, the 101 slave guard stationed on by Lon Star, stood outside the castle, respectfully welcoming Luo Feng's arrival. Big brother, second brother, follow me. Luo Feng walked towards the castle, walking on the spiral staircase of the castle. Third brother, you're not bad. Thunder God looked through the window of the staircase, gazing at the snow-covered land outside. This was his first time leaving Earth for another life planet in the universe. This is the first time I've left Earth in my entire life. I actually came to how many light years is this from Earth again? 11,800 light years. Luo Feng was speechless. Because of the Newell and Shan family matter, he was under a lot of pressure. However, his second brother was nervous at first, but now he was relaxed. 11,800 light years, what a far place. Thunder God exclaimed, "This is a good place to stay." Hong nodded. Big brother, second brother, aren't you too anxious at all? Luo Feng pushed open the door, entering a living room. The 3 brothers sat on the sofa. Anxious? Against danger, there's no point in being anxious. Hong's gaze was calm, whether it's second brother's ancient yoga meditation or our China's ancient internal meditation techniques. They're all extremely beneficial to one's mental state training. Mental state? Luo Feng was suspicious. However, the Yin Mo planet lineage, or any other training, mostly had requirements for one's technique, level, etc. The level here and mental state were 2 different things. A person with a bad mental state, evil and crazy, could still become a strong warrior. Don't tell me. Within the AI space, Babata's blood-red eyes gleamed. This is the reason why Hong and Thunder God have their own domains at the Star Traveler level. On Earth, Huaxia and India had the most powerful cultivators. Furthermore, many experts are at the intent level, which is much higher than the average standard in the universe. Realms were split into basics, conception, domain, and world for big levels. Any higher, and it would involve undying beings. Let's not talk about this. Within the living room, Luo Feng's expression was serious. Big brother, second brother, on the way to buy Lon Star on a ship. I've been thinking the plan from before was a little risky. Risk? Hong and Thunder God thought for a while and nodded. What else can we do but take risks? Thunder God said helplessly, "We have no way of knowing every minute and every second. The moment the Newell and Shan family fleet reaches Earth, I'm afraid they will immediately capture and control some important people." Luo Feng's gaze was like a sharp blade. No matter what, I definitely don't want my family to be in danger. Big brothers, you don't want to, right? Hong nodded and said, "Didn't we leave the other spaceship on Earth?" The C-grade ship that the Universe Explorer team brought earlier was parked behind Luo Feng's castle. This was to allow Luo Feng, Hong, the Thunder God family, and a few important people to escape at the crucial moment. No, that flying ship was too small. How many people could fit inside? 1,000 people? The 3,000 people were probably all filled up. What about the supplies? What do they eat and drink? Luo Feng shook his head. In the worst-case scenario, I'll only be able to save 1,000 people. I'm afraid even the race's reproduction would be difficult. Then you want to... Hong and Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. Buy a survival base. Luo Feng said. Survival base? Hong and Thunder God were curious, not sure what that was. Normally developing a primitive planet or an important mining planet. They'll build a survival base on that planet. Luo Feng explained, survival bases, the small ones can house up to 10 million people. The big ones can house up to 1 billion people. The survival bases can ensure air supply, water supply, food, etc. Hong and Thunder God's eyes gleamed. Let's go to the Virtual Universe Network and find someone who sells survival bases. Luo Feng smiled. Even though the Newell and Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, it wasn't detailed to be 88 days later, 89 days later, or anyway, the time wasn't detailed enough. To prevent any accidents, it was better to build a sturdy survival base. That was very safe. Virtual Universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. Black Dragon Mountain Island. Even though it was just an island, it was tens of millions of times larger than all the land masses on Earth combined. Within a private room in a restaurant. Even though this is the virtual universe, the taste of the dishes, etc., are exactly the same as the real thing. Thunder God praised. And the prices are extremely cheap. Stop eating. In a while, the Tai Luo Company's supervisor will arrive. Hong said. Luo Feng's eyebrows were filled with worry. Earlier, when he had relied on Babata to check the prices of the survival bases, his good mood from before had fallen to rock bottom. Knock, knock, knock. The sound of knocking on the door resounded. Thunder God got up and went to open the door. The one who walked in was a tall and big man, about 2'6" tall. His skin was brown. His left and right cheeks had 3 scars. This was the universe's large Tai Luo Company's second-level supervisor in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This supervisor smiled, slightly bowing. My name is Luo D. It's a pleasure to meet the 3 of you. The survival bases that the 3 of you are requesting to buy, the amount involved is simply too huge. Hence, it's best that we meet face to face and discuss. Understood. Luo Feng nodded. The supervisor placed the black drawing board in his hands on the table. On the screen, immediately images of survival bases appeared. Look, there are big and small survival bases. The prices are naturally different too. This is the cheapest A grade. It only requires 100,000 Black Dragon dollars to build a base with a length and width of 10 kilometers, a height of 100 m, separated into 30 levels, enough to accommodate 300 million people. There are even bigger ones. My 3 guests, you requested for strong defense. This is the B6 grade. The price is much more expensive, similar to the ones above. It requires 90 million Black Dragon dollars. The supervisor smiled as he spoke. Hong and Thunder God looked at the prices of the survival bases. I need a survival base that can withstand a Universe Level 1 warrior's attack. Luo Feng said directly. Over 40-star Level 9 warriors working together, that was roughly equivalent to a Universe Level 1 warrior. Oh, that'll be expensive. Supervisor Luo D's eyes gleamed. This is the C5 grade. Able to accommodate 300 million people, it requires 98 billion Black Dragon dollars. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Back when he sold the Arc Cutter Blade, he had 18 billion left. After that, he bought the Jade Marrow, the Slave Guards, the Golden Horned Beast precious metals, the Purple Light Drink. He only had 7 billion Black Dragon dollars left. On those normal planets, he would definitely be one of the richest people. However, to buy an extremely large survival base that could withstand a Universe Level 1 attack, it was far from enough. I need a C3 grade. Luo Feng said directly. A C3 grade is cheap, able to accommodate 300 million people. It only requires about 51 billion. Supervisor Luo D said. A smaller one. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. This one can accommodate 30 million people. It only requires 9 billion. Supervisor Luo D continued to smile. There's no smaller one? Luo Feng asked. No more. Supervisor Luo D's expression was a little ugly, cursing within. Were these 3 purposely making fun of him? Luo Feng pondered within. These survival bases' living standards were each person living at least 10 square meters. And during Earth's crucial times, if more people were to be stuffed in, the 30 million standard could totally accommodate 100 million people. We've searched for information. Your company can customize survival bases, right? Luo Feng said. Customize? Supervisor Luo D glanced at Luo Feng. Customizing according to your requirements, it's very troublesome. Hence, customizing is a privilege given to large orders that exceed 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. Hey, you 3, are you buying or not? If you can't afford the C grade, just buy the B grade. Don't look down on the B grade and think the C grade is too big. Do you even know how to speak? Thunder God was annoyed, opening his mouth to speak Chinese. Unfortunately, Supervisor Luo D couldn't understand. Oh, you're angry? Luo D rubbed his big nose, laughing. Being in charge of the virtual universe network, I'll often meet such trash like you. You can't even afford it. Yet you purposely ask all sorts of questions, wasting my time. Do you think the virtual universe network can't teach you a lesson? Hence you dare to make fun of me? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were stunned. This supervisor didn't look like a businessman at all. What's up? You can't accept it? So what if I scold you? In the real world, I'll definitely teach you a lesson. Tisk 3 poppers. Luo D stood up in disdain. Phew. He vanished in a thin air, obviously leaving the virtual universe network. Within the private room, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were all fuming. Paupers? They were scolded as paupers. If I knew how to speak universe language, I'd definitely scold him. Thunder God couldn't help but say, "What's the point of scolding him?" Babata, who was on Luo Feng's shoulder like a little elf, laughed in disdain. Very simple. You'll immediately become a big customer of the Thai Luo company, and then directly complain about this Luo D's poor service. This kind of subsidiary department and a second-level supervisor punk will immediately be fired. He'll definitely regret it to death. Big customer? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were stunned. But we don't have that much money. Thunder God said. That's simple. Babata said casually, Luo Feng, don't you have the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship? This kind of antique luxury item, it's definitely a favorite among ship enthusiasts. If you take it out, there'll be plenty of ship enthusiasts who'll buy it. Sell ships? Luo Feng was shocked. In terms of performance, the little explorer ship you captured isn't much worse than yours. After all, it's a C-grade ship. It's just that the material is made of alloy. That ship is worth a few $100 million Black Dragon dollars. Your Black Dragon ship is worth over 10 billion Black Dragon dollars only. Other than that, there's no difference in performance. After selling the Black Dragon ship, you can use the other one for now. What's more, once you get the account your teacher left for you, you'll be able to buy something even better than the Black Dragon Mountain ship. Why would you care about this? Luo Feng immediately laughed. Right. After he reached the star level, he would naturally be able to buy a new ship. How do I sell the Black Dragon ship? Luo Feng asked. Simple, you can directly contact Gao Sheng. He's a ship enthusiast. For someone like him, with his status and position, he'll definitely know a large group of people with the same interests, money, and status. They can pay a very high price. Babata said, directly, sell the Black Dragon ship and build a few survival bases for the humans of Earth. That'll be a huge contribution to the humans of Earth. Also, you can use your status as a big customer to teach that snob a lesson. Luo Feng nodded. He immediately let Babata contact Gao Sheng. While contacting him, Luo Feng and the others sat down to eat. Hey Luo Feng, it's been a while. You've only contacted me now. A screen appeared before Luo Feng and the others. On it appeared a chubby punk. Chapter 302. The two beside you, are they your clansmen? Gao Sheng smiled. Right. Luo Feng nodded. I've been lacking money recently. Lacking money? Just tell me, as long as the amount isn't too large, within 1 billion Black Dragon dollars, I'll help you settle it. No interest. Gao Sheng said straightforwardly. Borrowing money naturally required interest. For Gao Sheng to say that, he was indeed a good friend. No, I want to sell my Black Dragon Mountain X-81 antique universe ship. Luo Feng said. Damn, Gao Sheng's eyes almost popped out. You're willing to sell it? That's an antique from 1,000,000 years ago. To be able to preserve it as well as yours, it's very, very rare. This is definitely a treasure that every ship enthusiast would want. I advise you not to sell it. If you do, it'll be hard to buy it back. Luo Feng was helpless. Universe ship enthusiast? He actually didn't have such luxurious hobbies. I'm really selling. Do you have any channels? Luo Feng asked. It's simple to sell. Gao Sheng's expression was serious. You can just post the news and you'll be able to sell it. However, to sell it for a high price, I've joined a few ship enthusiast groups. I'll help you send a message telling them about this. The last time I told them about your ship, some were so excited they wanted to buy it. Then thanks. Luo Feng was overjoyed. Wait, give me some time. I'll look for you after the discussion. I'll definitely find the highest price for you. Gao Sheng said confidently. The call ended. Within the private room, Thunder God couldn't help but suspect Luo Feng. If you ask this person to help, will he try to get money from it? What's the point of worrying? I don't have any other channels. Luo Feng revealed a smile. And as long as the price is close to what I want it to be, this Gao Sheng, I don't think he's that kind of person. About 25 minutes later, Luo Feng, Gao Sheng's call request. Babada shouted. Connect. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Do. A screen floated before him. Gao Sheng's image appeared. Everything's settled. I've discussed with a brother from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. He's willing to offer the highest price of 12.8 billion Black Dragon dollars. This is the highest price I've heard from my friends. Gao Sheng said directly. Those people aren't stupid. No matter how high they are, they won't be willing. All right, this is the price. Luo Feng was straightforward. This is his virtual network number. Make a contract with him and decide on the place of delivery. Gao Sheng directly gave Luo Feng a number. After the negotiations, Luo Feng and the other two returned to Earth. He brought the Silver Gray Universe ship to Bylon Star. During this period of time, he could only use the Silver Gray Universe ship. 12 days later, Bylon Star, planet docking port. This planet is too cold. A universe ship with 3 swords on it opened its door. And a youth dressed in luxurious clothes walked out, with 2-star level 8 bodyguards behind him. This young man had a chubby mouth, and his long hair was tied into dozens of small braids. There was also a strange pattern on his forehead. Sir, the person in charge of the planet's docking port greeted him respectfully. The fat-lipped youth glanced at the person in charge, looking around without a care in the world, spotting Luo Feng and the other two in the distance, shouting loudly, "My dear brother Luo Feng, it's good to see you." He ran over and gave Luo Feng a bear hug. "Nice to meet you, Brother Carrie." Luo Feng also hugged this youth. "Where's my treasure?" The youth's eyes gleamed. "Look." Luo Feng pointed into the distance. This youth immediately rushed over to the pure black dragon ship, extending his hand to caress the ship's body. Looking at the engravings on it, he couldn't help but praise, "Wow, pure black yttrium metal, and noble black color, and the old X-style black dragon engravings. It's very rare to see these days. It's maintained too well." The youth's excited eyes gleamed. Under Luo Feng's lead, this youth toured the Black Dragon ship's cabins and other cabins, etc. From Gao Sheng, Luo Feng knew that this youth came from the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's capital planet. His background was huge. This youth's family was much stronger than the Newland Shan family. However, such a large family's direct descendant couldn't possibly offend a Universe Level 9 warrior just because of a person he just met. 12.8 billion, cash in one hand, goods in one hand. The youth walked down the cabin door and smiled. "I've just transferred 12.8 billion Black Dragon dollars to your account." The transaction was a success. This ship enthusiast youth brought his favorite collection, the Black Dragon Mountain X-81 ship, and left Bylon Star. And Luo Feng immediately began customizing the survival bases. 5 million people standard C2 grade small survival bases for the price is 1.6 billion Black Dragon dollars, a total of 6.4 billion Black Dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C2 grade survival base 1. The price is 2.6 billion Black Dragon dollars. 10 million people standard C3 grade survival base 1. The price is 4.2 billion Black Dragon dollars. A total of 13.2 billion Black Dragon dollars. Your Tai Luo company in the virtual universe network, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch, has a second-level supervisor called Luo D. The virtual universe number is XXXXX. This person's attitude is extremely bad. While discussing business with the Tai Luo company's Black Dragon Mountain Empire branch manager, Luo Feng also voiced out his complaints. These words were strongly requested by his second brother, Thunder God. Poor little supervisor Luo D. Ever since he entered the Tai Luo company, such a large company in the universe, he was extremely proud. Such a large company had high salaries, high commissions. This made him look down on his peers. Even though he was only a star traveler level, His salary was even higher than many star levels as bodyguards. How could he not be proud? What could he do? Receiving a complaint from a big client with over 10 billion worth of contracts, this second-level supervisor had lost his job. He had forgotten, since he was doing business, he couldn't casually look down on others. Even if he didn't meet Luo Feng's group, if he met another group of people, he would still lose his job. Time passed. These few days, Luo Feng was completely immersed in his training, relying on Babata's guidance, using the highest efficiency to raise his body's evolution speed. Only occasionally receiving goods would he leave. In the blink of an eye, it was already China year 2062, December 24th, which was also Christmas Eve. It had already been a month since Buluo Nulan Shan's little team came to Earth. Luo Feng and the other two took the ship back. In the following day, I'll build a survival base in America. This survival base has a capacity of 5 million people. Of course, during special times, we can totally accommodate more people. In India, we'll similarly build a 5 million people survival base. Russia and the European Union's territories are close. They'll jointly use a 10 million people survival base. Asia's population is huge. Many other headquarter cities in Asia will share a 5 million people survival base. Africa and South America's headquarter cities will share a 5 million people survival base. China will use a 10 million people survival base. Within the War God Palace, facing the upper echelon of Earth, Luo Feng directly announced. In terms of population, China did indeed have a slight advantage. After all, the combined population of the European Union and Russia far exceeded that of China. However, both were using a 10 million people survival base. However, the leaders of the various countries couldn't say anything because this survival base was given to them by Luo Feng. Giving it to them was benevolence. If they didn't give it, they couldn't blame Luo Feng. Actually, I didn't know. China's survival base was a C3. The other bases were all C2, even though these C2 bases could barely withstand a Universe Level 1 warrior's attack. However, it couldn't compare to the C3's sturdiness. Earth, China. The Hope Survival Base was situated north of the Jiangnan headquarters city. The entire base was like a huge fortress. This survival base was completely bronze in color, with a length and width of about 2,000 m, its height reaching close to 90 m, a total of 28 levels. The standard per-person area could reach 10 square meters. Survival base's 16th level. In a 6 m wide walkway, China's upper echelon was inspecting. Head, isn't this a little too cramped? A middle-aged man couldn't help but ask. Cramped? The silver-haired old man shook his head. Right now, we've only changed the original living quarters into bunk beds and left bunk beds, allowing each room to hold 4 people. Those activity areas, etc., aren't even being used. How can it be considered cramped? This survival base can currently hold 40 million people. We can totally increase it. If we increase it, there won't even be any activity areas. The middle-aged man said. Right now, within the survival base, there were activity areas, etc. People living within wouldn't feel cramped. Cramped people, it's better than dying. The silver-haired old man sighed softly, looking at himself in the mirror embedded in the walkway. His hair that used to be white was now completely white. The universe is a place that we humans of Earth are unfamiliar with. Luo Feng, everything depends on the 3 of you. The various countries of Earth all sent their fighters, technological elites, to the survival bases. As the fighters were all in the same little districts, the migration of the fighters, normal people didn't even notice. Time passed. The normal people of Earth continued to live their normal lives. The elites of Earth all moved to the survival bases. Luo Feng had already arrived at a planet that was closer to the Milky Way, the official base of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Jade Rockstar, it was the core planet of the surrounding countries. Its position was comparable to a low-level civilization's capital planet. Jade Rockstar was even closer to Earth than Dragonstar. Traveling through the universe only required about 5 days. On Jade Rockstar, Luo Feng didn't dare relax at all, using the highest efficiency to evolve his body. The moment he reached the star level, he would be able to immediately obtain his teacher's account on Jade Rockstar and immediately apply to become Earth's leader. In space, around that star, 8 planets constantly revolved around it. This was the solar system. There was a life planet here, Earth. 2 huge interstellar battleships, one in front and one behind, were flying at shocking speeds in space. Senior Pulla, we still have 2 hours and 26 minutes to reach that life planet. We've already taken pictures, the azure blue planet. It's really beautiful. Really beautiful. The Newland Shan family fleet, after over 2 years of interstellar travel, had finally arrived at the solar system. And this day was China year 2063, February 21st. Chapter 303. Solar System. On one of the small moons orbiting Neptune, a large gray instrument sat on top of it. The lens was aimed at the 2 huge battleships flying past Jupiter in the distance. Do. The large instrument immediately flashed a few warning lights, following which it immediately sent out a signal. Ever since that exploration ship had soundlessly entered Earth, Luo Feng had left Earth and arrived at Balon Star. He had immediately ordered a few space surveillance instruments, setting them up on a few of the solar system's moons, allowing him to immediately detect the Newland Shan fleet's arrival. China, survival base on the Hope. Woo, 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 woo. An ear-piercing alarm sound immediately resounded throughout the entire 28 levels of the survival base. Every area and every level. The light panels that were originally on the top floor of the survival base immediately retracted. All of the large windows automatically closed. Even the important passages and entrances of the survival base swiftly closed themselves. Everything had entered the most critical moment. Survival base's lower 12 levels. Luo Feng's family, Thunder God's family, and Hong's family all lived in this spacious mansion. However, even though they received special treatment because of Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God, the average living space was only 10 square meters. Master, Meng 2 and Meng 4, the 2 warriors Luo Feng had left behind, swiftly rushed in. The universe fleet is about to reach Earth. Su Xian looked at the mini quantum computer in her hands. This was given to her by Luo Feng. The instrument's signal transmission speed is light speed, faster than the 2 battleships detected. However, I estimate it'll take about an hour. The enemy's interstellar battleships will reach Earth. Everyone in the mansion, quieten down. I'll inform Luo Feng and the others. Su Xian immediately ran to a room on the side. In the room, there was a consciousness sensor helmet that was tied to an anonymous account. At the same time, Earth's 5 great countries and 23 headquarter cities all received this news. They had actually long known that whatever Newland Shan family fleet would arrive in 3 months, hence the preparations had been made long ago. Now that they had received the news, the countries immediately began to swiftly implement it. Only the upper echelons of Earth were still extremely worried. No one knew what their future would be like. Against the universe's powerful families and interstellar fleets, Earth had no power to resist. They could only place all their hopes on Luo Feng, who was far away on Jade Rockstar. The Jade Rockstar was an important hub for the surrounding 6 vassal states. It was also the official planet of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire mainly relied on this planet to deter the surrounding 6 vassal states, including the Silver Blue Empire. The Jadestone Star was bustling with activity. Luo Feng and the other 2 booked a room in one of the seaside hotels. Today is already February 21st. That Newland Shan family's fleet will arrive on Earth within these few days. Thunder God stood outside the villa and looked at the surging sea outside. He frowned. Brother Hong, 3rd son hasn't broken through yet. Will it really be too late? Then we can only endure it. There's still hope. Hong said in a low voice. If Luo Feng wasn't able to break through in time, then he could only send the samples of Earth, data, etc. to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire to receive his reward. That way, Earth would belong to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Once it belonged to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, then how Earth was dealt with Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God had no way of interfering. Endure, endure, endure. No matter how good Thunder God's mental state was, the days passed day by day, getting closer and closer to the time of the Newland Sean fleet's arrival on Earth. This kind of pressure, if it was a normal person, they would have long gone crazy from anxiety. I've already broken through to the star level. Yet Third Sun still hasn't broken through. Thunder God was originally at the pinnacle of the star Traveler Level 9, relying on the UNMO planet's warrior training techniques. Along with the Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng had bought some supplementary treasures for them. Thunder God was the first to break through to the star Level 1, while Hong was still stuck at the star Traveler Level 9. I wonder when Third Sun will break through. Hong turned his head. Looking through the strange, transparent wooden window, he saw Luo Feng sitting cross-legged on the bed. Hong and Thunder God realized that Luo Feng, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed, had actually opened his eyes. Has he broken through? Hong and Thunder God rushed into the room. Luo Feng opened his eyes. Is it a communication request from Earth? Babata was always connected to the virtual universe. He could receive messages, but to send a message, he had to send his consciousness into the virtual universe. When he saw his two brothers rush in, their faces filled with anticipation, Luo Feng shook his head. No, I haven't broken through yet. It's just that I've just received a communication request from Earth. From Earth? Hong and Thunder God were shocked. These days, the countries on Earth wouldn't easily disturb them. Don't tell me. Hong, Thunder God, and Luo Feng's expressions were ugly. I'll go take a look. Luo Feng closed his eyes, his consciousness entering the virtual universe. Azure Blue Planet. Two huge ships were passing through the atmosphere. Within the control room of one of the ships, Pulla and the other three heirs, through the external simulation, looked at the beautiful Earth covered in clouds, laughing excitedly. We've finally reached this life planet. 2 years of interstellar flight, it's too long. These 4 heirs had high statuses. When had they ever suffered such hardship, going through such a boring interstellar journey? A whole 2 years. Discovered information network. Already hacked into this planet's network. The control room's AI swiftly hacked into Earth's network, obtaining large amounts of information. What the AI didn't know was that from 3 months ago, the entire Earth had undergone a network sweep because of the Universe Explorer Team's incident. All the important information on the network was deleted. The one in charge of this was the AI in charge of maintaining the War God Palace. This planet is called Earth. Its radius is close to 6,400 kilometers. Its surface area is 510 million square kilometers, of which 2% is land, 8% is water. The planet's surface gravity is about 0.11 of the universe's standard gravity unit. This planet population is close to 7 billion. The number of warriors on this planet. The ship's AI swiftly reported large amounts of data. I'll inform teacher of this good news. The handsome youth Pulla said and immediately left the control room, entering his own cabin. Within the cabin, Pulla swiftly connected his consciousness, entering the virtual universe. It was a luxurious garden villa with 3 floors. The walls were covered with beautiful flowers. Within a study room, Pulla stood in the study room, quietly waiting. A screen floated in front of him. It was completely blank. Shwa! On the screen suddenly appeared a square-faced, tall, and sturdy man, his ears pointed, obviously from the same race as Pulla. Teacher. Pulla bowed respectfully. This was his teacher, also Buluo Newland Shan's grandfather, the current head of the Newland Shan family. Yuka Newland Shan, a rather unconventional head. Different from the other clansmen who liked art and paid attention to etiquette, etc., this was a very barbaric head, even more so than the previous generation head. Yuka Newland Shan nodded, his eyes examining Pulla. You've reached that planet? Yes, teacher. Pulla said respectfully. This planet is called Earth by the Aboriginals. Earth? Yuka Newland Shan repeated twice. Pulla. Yuka Newland Shan said solemnly. You've just reached this planet. You must be careful. The bully you owe from before. It's been a full 3 months since we've received any news from him. Even the old head couldn't contact him. He has a high chance of dying. Hence, don't be careless. Understood. Pulla nodded. That year when Bullyuo Newell and Sean didn't reply, the Newell and Sean family didn't notice. But as time went on, even the two clan leaders' requests to communicate didn't receive any approval. The Newell and Sean family began to suspect that Bullyuo might have died. Everything is going according to plan. Yukon Newell and Sean said solemnly, as fast as you can, gather as much data as you can on Earth, and take samples. With the interstellar flight coordinates record, large amounts of data, and sample standards, we can quickly apply to the Black Dragon Mountain Empire to directly buy this Earth and place it under our family's name. At that time, we can take our time to examine and research this Earth. Yes, teacher. Pulla was extremely respectful. Go, Yukon Newell and Sean said. Beep. The communication was shut down. Pulla squinted his eyes. Data, sample. Whoosh. Pulla's consciousness left the virtual universe and returned to reality. Over 10 billion people lived on the Jadestone planet, in a hotel near the sea in a bustling city. Splash. The seawater surged up again and retreated again and again. Hong and Thunder God sat cross-legged on the beach, waiting silently. Behind them, within that quiet room, Luo Feng sat cross-legged on the bed, his entire being as calm as the sea. However, within he was extremely anxious. Body training. Normally level 1 to 3 was the easiest, level 4 to 6 was a little harder, level 7 to 9 was even harder, level 9 breaking through to a new life form. The difficulty was the highest. Luo Feng's core was the core. Hence his soul had no restrictions. The only thing that was restricted was this Earth human body. His body had long crossed into the star level 6. However, from level 6 to level 7, the difficulty had to rise exponentially. Luo Feng had always been stuck at the last step, feeling like he was about to break through. However, he just couldn't. The Newell and Sean family has already arrived on Earth. I don't have much time left, not much. Don't tell me, I really have to take the second path, let the entire human race on Earth undergo a huge migration? Close to 7 billion people migrating, and almost all of them are below the Star Traveler level. They aren't even protected by the Empire's laws. When we meet any slave traders, even if they rob us, I won't be able to do anything. I can't accept it. Quick. An unprecedented emotion. That desire. Rumble. Luo Feng's consciousness rumbled. Silence. Everything was silent. He could hear the sound of the distant waves crashing onto the beach and receding. He could also hear Hong and Thunder God's restless breathing. He could also hear the ticking of the mechanical clock hanging on the wall of the house. Under the perception of his powerful telekinesis, the whole world seemed to have changed. It's not the same. Luo Feng opened his eyes, smiling as he looked around. I'm not the same. Luo Feng said softly. Earth is not the same. Outside the room, Hong and Thunder God turned at the same time, looking into the room. Big brother, second brother. Luo Feng smiled. Follow me to the Universe Galaxy Bank. End of Chapter 3. Chapter 304. Jade Rock Star, one of the planets directly controlled by the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, an intermediate-level civilization. As an important hub of the surrounding 6 vassal countries, in terms of importance, it was even higher than a low-level civilization's capital star. Naturally, there were branches of the Universe Galaxy Bank and the Universe First Bank here. In the center of the bustling city, where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold, a beautiful, soul-shaking building stood there, and around it, there was over 3 kilometers of grass fields. In such a place where every inch of land was worth its weight in gold, there were no buildings within 3 kilometers, just grass fields, trees, flowers, etc. It was simply too extravagant and wasteful. The humans from other planets on the streets looked at this building, their eyes filled with envy. Because this was the Universe Galaxy Bank. So tall, so beautiful. Luo Feng and Thunder God raised their heads to look at this piece of art. They were mesmerized. "It's so majestic. How was it built?" Hong's eyes gleamed too. The three brothers from Earth were like country bumpkins, shocked at the huge building. This universe galaxy bank skyscraper was completely built like a galaxy river. The effect was extremely realistic. Looking at this building, it was almost like looking at the galaxy. I've only been there once before on Dragonstar, but seeing it again, it's still shocking. Luo Feng couldn't help but exclaim. "Look, the people walking towards the bank's entrance. Their auras are all different." Thunder God pouted, pointing towards the distance. Luo Feng looked over. Indeed, there were occasionally people walking towards the Universe Galaxy Bank. Looking around, their auras were obviously different. After all, the lowest deposit here was 100 million Black Dragon dollars. A normal planet's richest person would only have that. "Let's go. Let's enter," Luo Feng said. Him, Hong, and Thunder God were filled with anticipation. The three walked shoulder to shoulder towards the bank's entrance. The passers-by in the distance, as they watched the three walk towards the bank, they were naturally filled with envy. When would they be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance? The Universe Galaxy Bank's entrance was incomparably huge, almost as though it was covered with a layer of flowing water, almost like the water curtain cave in the novels of Earth. The only difference was this flowing water was actually a light effect. If you're not an old customer of the bank, to open an account, you have to go there. Luo Feng said with familiarity. "However, I'm an old customer. Follow me, and you can enter from the main entrance." He passed through the water and entered. Inside was an incomparably spacious and pleasing hall. "Hello, sir. Please rest here for a while. There are a lot of customers today. I'm sorry." A beautiful girl wearing a vest with the logo of the Star River Bank smiled and bowed. Understood. Luo Feng saw that there were already 12 groups of customers sitting on the sofas. Luo Feng and the other two also sat on the 13th sofa. A screen automatically appeared beside the sofa, and various options appeared on the screen. "Whatever you want to drink, it's free," said Luo Feng. Oh, Hong and Thunder God watched with interest. He waited quietly. Batches of customers entered the reception room, and new customers lined up behind them. When Luo Feng reached third, there were already 16 groups of people in the living room. Luo Feng suddenly felt the originally quiet hall suddenly become noisy. It was a noise of suppressed voices. One had to know that to be able to enter the Universe Galaxy Bank, one had to have a high status, or at least a high status. Even if they were arrogant elsewhere, they would try their best to show that they were civilized here. Hence, the commotion was a very strange thing. Luo Feng turned to look. 3 people walked in from within the hall. The one leading was dressed in a black battle uniform. His entire body was incomparably strong, about 1 inch tall. His skin was green-black. There was also a third eye on his forehead. Beside him, there was another skinny and weak-looking human of the same race as him. The last person, however, was completely covered in a black robe. The only similarity between the three was on their left chest was a medal. The picture was of a blood-colored wave with a planet on it. "This is..." Luo Feng squinted. "On the Virtual Universe Network, I've seen this picture before." Thunder God, too, lowered his voice. Beside him, Hong's eyes, too, gleamed, burning with passion. The other bank customers within the hall all held their breaths nervously, or looked with fervent respect at the 3 who had just entered. They all lowered their voices and spoke to their companions. "Universe mercenaries. True universe mercenaries. I can actually see universe mercenaries. And they're universe 1-star mercenaries. 3 universe mercenaries, to be able to see them on a planet like Jade Rockstar. 2. To excitement. Incomparable excitement. Including Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God. All the customers within the Jade Rock Star branch of the Universe Galaxy Bank were incomparably excited, because these 3 were from the universe's most respected, powerful, and valiant group, the Universe Mercenaries. The universe's #1 power, the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Over 99% of the powerful fighters and spirit readers would all join the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Even though the Universe Mercenary Alliance was rather loose in the vast universe, no universe country would dare offend the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Back then, Luo Feng's teacher, the master of Yinmo planet, Huyenbo was one of them. Star travelers could only be considered adventurers. Star levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Universe levels could only have the right to take the exam and fight for the title of Universe Trainee Mercenary. Sector Lords had the right to participate in the Universe 3-star Mercenary exam. Just having the right to take the exam. Whether or not they could obtain that title depended on whether or not they passed the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam's difficulty was extremely, extremely high. Hence, the official Universe 1-star mercenaries were all selected Universe levels. Even some of the region lords who didn't pass the 2-star mercenary exam were only 1-star mercenaries, which meant the 3 Universe mercenaries before him were at least 3 Universe levels. They could even be domain lords. Universe mercenaries. This was a title that made one's heart feel respect and worship. They wandered between life and death, experiencing all sorts of dangers time and time again. They had unparalleled power. This was a group that countless humans in the vast universe respected and worshipped. Maybe some of them were Universe levels, but they didn't have the guts to become mercenaries, or in other words, they didn't even have the ability to pass the exam. The Universe Mercenary exam was known as the strictest exam. The death rate was extremely high. 3 Universe mercenaries. Luo Feng felt his heart racing. Powerful warriors that can battle on a white dwarf planet. Hong looked at the 3 Universe mercenaries, many thoughts flashing through his mind. As Earth's strongest warrior, Hong, looking at the high and mighty Universe mercenaries, he too had a yearning in his heart. One day, I too will become a Universe mercenary. Universe mercenaries. This was a golden signboard, much more intimidating than any Universe level warrior. Because since they were mercenaries, they would have companions, and their companions wouldn't be much weaker, and their companions were those that had experienced life and death together. Even the Newell and Shan family wouldn't dare offend the 3 Universe mercenaries before them, unless they were prepared for their family's destruction. 3 respected guests. A slightly plump man dressed in a dark green uniform, his skin faintly glowing with a purplish-red hue, and 2 golden horns on his head. A small-eyed fatty hurriedly rode the light elevator to the first floor's lobby. He ran over and said politely, "I'm the president of the Universe Galaxy Bank's Jade Rock Planet branch, Peter. Please follow me." The leading 3-eyed Universe mercenary creased his eyebrows, his third eye scrutinizing the fat president, nodding. After which, the 3 Universe mercenaries followed the president, taking the light elevator up. Only then did the hall burst into an uproar. It's actually 3 Universe mercenaries. Universe mercenaries? And 2 of them are from the Vichy race. The last one was completely covered in a robe. I couldn't see him clearly. Second uncle, why are they going up? Isn't the Universe Galaxy Bank's business on the first level? Normal customers go to the first level. Star customers are all upstairs. What's the criteria for a star customer? No idea. Anyway, the person in charge of our main company, with assets of over $1 trillion Black Dragon dollars, is only a normal customer of the Universe Galaxy Bank. He doesn't even reach the 1-star customer requirements. Within the bank's hall, the various groups of people were discussing. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God couldn't help but discuss softly. From what I see, these 3 mercenaries should be considered 1-star customers. Thunder God said, "Maybe. Anyway, the requirements for a star customer are ridiculous." Luo Feng said. While they were talking, it was already Luo Feng's turn. "Sir, it's your turn." The bank employee was very humble. "Big brother, second brother, I'll be right back." Luo Feng said. Under the employee's guidance, he entered the reception room. "I want to transfer money." Luo Feng was in the reception room, speaking to the employee inside. "May I ask what your account number is?" The beautiful employee smiled. Babata had told Luo Feng his account number long ago. Luo Feng couldn't help but be extremely excited. This was one of the 3 accounts his teacher left for him. The 3 accounts were respectively the Star level, Universe level, and Domain Lord level. This first account would definitely have the least amount of money. However, for a big figure like the UNMO Planet Master. Even a single strand of his hair would be extremely thick. 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng held his breath, reporting his account number. Please wait a moment. The employee inside swiftly operated, quietly waiting for the response from the virtual universe network. This is... The employee's already large eyes immediately widened to the size of a fist, her eyes filled with shock, after which she looked fearfully at Luo Feng, trembling as she said, "Respected guest, please wait a moment. I'll go inform the chairman." Saying that, she immediately ran out. Just as she ran out, she turned back and looked nervously at Luo Feng. "Respected guest, there's someone else who will take care of you first. Please wait a moment." Saying that, she swiftly rushed out. Universe Galaxy Bank Jade Rockstar Branch, 9th floor. The chairman Peter smiled humbly and spoke with the 3 universe mercenaries, handling business. "Even though it's a little troublesome, it'll be settled very quickly. Please wait a moment." In a place like Jade Rockstar, even he would only occasionally receive 1-star customers. After all, the requirements to reach a 1-star were extremely high. At this time, the door outside was immediately pulled open. The 3 universe mercenaries turned to look, their faces revealing unhappiness. The leader of the 3-eyed Vishnu stared coldly at the newcomer. "What's going on?" The chairman was extremely displeased. How could they disturb a VIP when receiving guests? A woman and a similarly chubby man with 2 golden horns on his head walked in. Both of them gave the president a look. Peter was slightly shocked. These 2 were the vice chairman and the other a business manager. Peter seemed to have realized something, bowing to the 3, "Please wait a moment," saying that, he swiftly walked out, closing the door behind him. "What's going on?" The chairman frowned at the 2 before him. "Little brother, don't you know I'm with 3 1-star customers? This is a big matter." "I know." The fatty, who looked exactly like the chairman, was sweating profusely. "However, this matter is even bigger." "What matter?" The chairman Peter was shocked. "Let's talk in the secret room," the operator said. The chairman squinted his eyes. The reception room for the 3 universe mercenaries was specially constructed. Spirit energy couldn't penetrate it. It was completely soundproof, isolating many signals from detection. And the secret room was an extremely important technology of a universe galaxy bank. Even undyings would find it hard to eavesdrop. Very quickly, the 3 entered the secret room. Within the secret room, the chairman looked at the operator. "Speak. What's the matter?" "Big matter." The vice chairman gulped. "Chairman." The operator's face was filled with excitement. He said softly, "There's a customer downstairs who wants to withdraw money. His account it's a 5-star account." "What?" The chairman was so shocked his face went pale. "My God." Many of the branch presidents of a Universe Galaxy Bank would occasionally come across a 1-star account. It was extremely rare, and they would only come across a 2-star account every few decades. In their entire lives, they might not even see a 3-star account, much less the legendary 5-star account. One had to know. Even for a universe-level warrior, a 1-star account was already not bad. A 5-star account, what concept was that? A customer with a 5-star account. Buying a planet was like buying sugar pills. Like the Silver Blue Empire and other low-level civilized countries, in front of such a customer, well, like ants. Even in the vast universe, even in the universe high-level civilized countries, among the universe countries, they were still extremely important people. With one word, they could make trillions of humans slaves. Trillions of humans were terrifying people. 5-star account? The chairman was completely dumbfounded. Right, bro, if you don't believe me, check it out. Right now, the entire bank's control has been transferred. It's controlled by the AI. Our every word and action is being monitored. Just now, if we dare to talk about the 5-star customer outside the secret room, the bank's AI would instantly kill us. The bank's AI will kill us instantly. The vice president was sweating profusely. The chairman wiped his forehead too. The Universe Galaxy Bank, this sort of super large bank, definitely put their customers first. especially the five-star customers. The five-star customers' money was stored there. The bank used it for turnover, generating huge profits every day. The moment such a customer's secret was leaked, even if it destroyed an entire planet, the Universe Galaxy Bank had to ensure that the secret was not leaked. P.S. Chapter 1 here. Chapter 305. Within the waiting room. Babada, what's going on? Why do I feel like something's wrong? Luo Feng rubbed his chin, his thoughts questioning Babada. Something's wrong. A certain little demon was acting dumb. That operator's eyes earlier, it was like those Western believers on Earth suddenly seeing God, seeing an angel. Those people who saw the universe mercenaries before weren't like that. Luo Feng asked, Babada, tell me, just what's going on? Don't you dare lie to me. I'll say. Babada teased. The account you reported earlier was actually a five-star account. Five-star account? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. He had heard it before in the bank lobby. Even $1 trillion Black Dragon dollars was only a normal account. It didn't reach the requirements of a one-star account. Compared to a one-star account, who knows how many times stronger a five-star account? What was the point of that? Teacher can't have given me this much money in the first account, right? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. Star level, universe level, domain lord, these three levels could give him 3 huge sums of money. This first sum should be the least. Of course, this first sum of money is the least. It's just a drop in the ocean of your teacher's wealth. As for this account, actually your universe level account, it's 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. The Domain Lord account, it's also this. At the same time, it's the account your teacher used back then. It's a 5-star account. Babada said, the account my teacher used? Luo Feng was stunned. Yin Mo Planet's master. That was an absolute warrior with 9 undying slaves under him. A powerful being even amongst the undying. In the Ganwu universe country, that was a powerful person. It wasn't strange for such a person to use a 5-star account. The 3 accounts your teacher arranged for you are actually all this account. Babada said again. What do you mean? Luo Feng didn't understand. The same account, with different passwords and methods of opening, the amount you see will be different. Babada said. Luo Feng realized. Earth's bank cards had such settings too. Entering one password, the balance was 10,000. Entering another password, the balance was actually 10 million. The third password could even be 1 billion. If a person was kidnapped by a robber and asked for the password of his bank card, the robber would probably only be able to withdraw 10,000 yuan. This account is the main account. The 3 legacies that your teacher left for you are all in this account. However, this account has 3 ways to obtain the inheritance. Different ways will result in different inheritances. Babada explained. So that's how it is. Luo Feng understood. At this moment, the chubby bank manager ran in from the door. The bank manager was very enthusiastic and respectful. Dear guest, please follow me. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. They took the elevator to the 13th floor of the bank building. Beep. Esteemed guest. A crisp voice resounded from the mouth of a metallic robot. Universe Galaxy Bank, welcome. Luo Feng suspiciously left the light elevator. The president bowed respectfully and took the elevator down. Please follow me. The robot said to Luo Feng. Huh? A robot to serve me? Luo Feng was suspicious. What he didn't know was the Jade Rockstar branch's standards were too low. Even the head didn't have the authority to welcome Luo Feng. In a luxurious and comfortable reception room. 8,492, 8,593, WOXH, 8,528, 5,285, 032. Luo Feng sat down and spoke in Universe Common Language. This is the account number. I want to withdraw money. Please wait a moment. The robot smiled. After a while, it said again, please use your spirit energy to scan my arm's touchpad. A peculiar black gold touchpad suddenly extended from its arm. Spirit energy? Luo Feng smiled. Babada had said before that one of the procedures to withdraw money was One spirit energy had to be at least a star level, and it had to be the Yin-Mo planet spirit energy to pass. Luo Feng's thoughts moved, and his spirit energy scanned the touchpad. The data matches. The robot looked at Luo Feng. Please enter the 4-dimensional passcode. Dear guest, you can choose to enter with your thoughts, your voice, or your hands. The 4-dimensional passcode was extremely complicated. It was based on the time and space coordinates, etc., that were constantly changing. According to the original passcode, time, space coordinates, spirit energy level, etc., the new passcode was calculated, and the calculation method was set by the Yun-Mo planet master back then. Also, this passcode had a total of 3 levels. What long passcode? Luo Feng used his quantum computer to connect to the universe galaxy bank system and used his thoughts to enter the passcode. Check the balance. Luo Feng ordered nervously within. Nervous. This teacher of his was the kind of person whose wealth could rival a country. However, his inheritance was split into 3 parts. The star level Luo Feng received the least. What was the minimum amount of one portion? Luo Feng himself didn't have much confidence, who knew what his teacher was thinking. I hope I can buy Earth. Luo Feng prayed silently. On the screen of Luo Feng's arm, the numbers appeared. That long string of zeros made Luo Feng dizzy. 100,000,000,000,000,000, 100 million. Oh, 100 million, 10 billion? Luo Feng stared at the last currency symbol. Ganwu dollars? 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, his face filled with glee. How generous! His teacher was really good to him. 10 billion Ganwu dollars. Even if it was officially exchanged, it could be exchanged for 10 trillion black dragon dollars. If it was through the black market or other methods, it could easily be exchanged for a few trillion black dragon dollars. Even a universe-level warrior would have to sell a few planets to have such a large amount of wealth. Your teacher thought back then that when you were a star level roaming the universe, 10 billion Ganwu dollars was more or less enough. After all, even those big families' direct descendants, getting 100 billion Ganwu dollars was already not bad. Babata said. Luo Feng nodded in agreement. Even the highly promoted Emperor Xiao Wei only got 1 life planet after 10 years, and he didn't dare sell it. Babata, how much can I get for a universe level and domain lord? Luo Feng asked. Babata was his teacher's AI back then. When his teacher set up these 3 accounts in the virtual universe network, Babata would definitely be very clear. I can't say. Babata refused to speak. Forget it if you don't want to say. 10 billion. And it's still Ganwu dollars. Luo Feng looked at the balance. He finally had a feeling of wealth. This wasn't black dragon dollars, but the incomparably expensive Ganwu dollars. Within the star levels, including the big family's disciples and the descendants of the big powers, Luo Feng could be considered one of the top tycoons within the star levels. One had to know that the richest person on a normal planet only had about 100 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng alone was comparable to over 100,000 of those tycoons. Transfer. Luo Feng looked at the robot and said, transfer to the account that's bound to my spirit imprint. His teacher's account was bound to his spirit imprint. Even though there were other ways to open it, opening it once was too troublesome. Binding the spirit imprint was the safest and most convenient. Outside the Universe Galaxy Bank main entrance, Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God walked out. Luo Feng, do we have enough money? Thunder God asked. Is it enough? Hong was nervous too. Applying to buy Earth, the amount of money required was astronomical. Piece of cake. Luo Feng smiled. Let's go to the Empire office to buy Earth. Milky Way Earth. The entire Earth's commoners were, as usual, they didn't even know that a fleet from the universe had arrived on Earth. And Earth's fighters, scientists, and many other elite families were all within the survival bases. They too didn't know of the impending crisis. Only the highest levels knew. In the air above the Pacific Ocean, 2 huge battleships floated. On one of the battleships, The Newell and Sean family's 8 heirs stood in a row, looking at the control room's huge screen. These 8-star level 9 youths all had serious expressions, not a trace of a smile on their faces. Scan complete. Earth's population is close to 7 billion, of which 180 million are within the 6 survival bases. This planet's student level, Star Traveler level fighters over 99% are in the survival bases, and those outside haven't even reached the student level 1. The battleship's AI swiftly reported. As an interstellar battleship, its scanning radius was extremely large. Earth's radius was only close to 6,400 kilometers. A complete scan was very easy. Survival bases. It's a survival base. Of the 8 heirs, one of the black-skinned youth raged. Who said this planet is a backward planet without a master? They even have a survival base. I don't believe that a small planet would have the factories to manufacture the survival bases. It's definitely impossible, right? One of the Newell and Sean family heirs nodded. I agree too. This planet has a connection with the universe. But what do we do now? Bull must have been killed by the aboriginals of this planet. Don't talk about aboriginals. This planet definitely isn't an aboriginals planet. This planet is able to build 6 survival bases, and they're all C-grade. Just these 6 bases in the universe. Normal planets wouldn't even be able to build them. A huge commotion. They originally thought that Earth would be easy to deal with. But looking at it now, the upper echelons of the planet were all hiding in the survival bases. The ones outside were all normal people who hadn't even reached the student level 1. And they were already able to do this. It was obvious that the opponent was prepared. Probably the information gathered on the internet before couldn't be fully trusted. Of course, the 8 personal disciples were displeased. Silence. A low voice resounded. The other 7 looked over. The one speaking was Pula, the one with the highest position amongst them. Earth's upper echelons are all hiding in the survival bases. This survival base, we can't do anything about it. Pula's eyes were cold, his gaze sweeping past the other 7. Right now. On one hand, we'll follow the original plan to swiftly gather all sorts of ores, etc. from Earth, take samples, and collect data. As for the others, I'll go see teacher. Pula, since young, he had been a most dazzling member of the Newell and Sean family. A star level 9 who had his own domain, he was the family's greatest hope to be able to reach the universe level. He was indeed a genius. Of course, he couldn't compare to Hong and Thunder God, who had domains at the Star Traveler level. Geniuses had special privileges. Pula could easily meet the head and the old head. Compared to the tragic Bull from before, he was much stronger. Virtual Universe, Ganwu Continent's Black Dragon Mountain Island. On the screen appeared 2 human silhouettes, their ears pointed, their eyes slightly red. One of them was tall and sturdy. The other gave off a feeling of closeness. Teacher, old head. Pula bowed respectfully. Within he was shocked. The 2 heads were actually here. I have something important to report. Speak. The tall and sturdy current head, Yuka Newell and Sean, said. This planet has long been prepared for our arrival. Their planet's upper echelon and elites have all hidden in a survival base. This survival base is a C-grade. We have no way of breaking through. Pula said solemnly. I can deduce that this planet's precious information has definitely been collected or erased. We have no way of finding anything. Also, building a survival base is extremely complicated. A single planet definitely can't do it. The survival base should have been bought from the universe. On the screen, the current head and old head's expressions changed. As long as one wasn't stupid, they would guess that Earth had already made contact with the universe. I've checked. This planet is still ownerless. The old head said. Teacher, old head, what should our next step be for the fleet on Earth? Pula said respectfully. The 2 heads lowered their voices and conversed. Pula didn't dare disturb them. Pula, Yuka Newell and Shan's gaze was sharp. Use the fastest speed to take samples, collect data, and even record the interstellar coordinates. Afterwards, use the fastest speed to send them to the nearest Black Dragon Mountain Empire official planet, Jade Rock Star. Since Earth is ownerless, we have to use the fastest speed to buy it under our name. Number 2. Yuka Nulin Shan's voice was resounding and powerful. Begin searching that planet. See if there are any treasures left behind by that undying back then. Number 3. Remember, the strongest fortresses are usually broken through from the inside. Since we have no way of forcefully breaking through the survival base, then we can hypnotize them or use the hearts of the people, etc. Anyway, controlling the human race on this planet will be beneficial for us to excavate the planet's treasures. Number 4. I remember you saying that there are large amounts of monsters on this planet. Train them and interact with them. They're also native life forms of Earth. Maybe they know some places on Earth. Understood, Pula replied. Go. Immediately carry it out. Yuka ordered. Yes, Pula replied. Times when Pula began to work from all 4 sides, giving orders, commanding over 1,000 star levels and over 10,000 star travelers. Luo Feng was at the Empire's official office on Jade Rock Star. Empire Office. These are the planet's coordinates. These are the records of our arrival at the planet's interstellar coordinates. Regarding the planet samples, data, etc., they've all been placed here. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God sat in chairs. Hong and Thunder God didn't know how to speak the universe language. They could only rely on the quantum computers and AI's consciousness to translate. Luo Feng was speaking from the side. The officials were handling it. One of the receptionists said, if the interstellar coordinates are verified and there are no problems, you will receive a reward of 100 billion black dragon dollars. No, I don't want the reward. Luo Feng looked at the receptionist. Discovering an ownerless planet. One has the priority to buy it. I want to buy it. The officials who were originally discussing within immediately quietened down, turning to look at Luo Feng. Buy a life planet? The receptionist couldn't help but ask again. This wasn't about buying weapons or treasures. A life planet was extremely expensive. Yes, I want to buy it, Luo Feng said. End of 2 chapters. Chapter 306. The Jade Rock Star Empire's office was considered a small corner of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's vast territory. Buying a planet? It's been so many years since they met one. The 3 of you, please follow me upstairs. A skinny Empire official said. All right. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God followed him, quickly arriving at the 34th floor of the Empire's office. Mr. Luo Feng, is it? The official from the Empire looked at Luo Feng. Are you sure you want to buy this planet? The planet named Earth according to your information? I'm sure. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. I should be able to buy it, right? Mr. Luo Feng, as the first to discover this ownerless planet and provide information, you definitely have the first right to buy it. The official emphasized, however, I have to remind Mr. Luo Feng. When we sent the planet's data to the Empire headquarters, the reply they gave us was, once everything is confirmed, they'll give you a reward of 100 billion black dragon dollars. Do you know the meaning of this reward? Meaning of the reward? Luo Feng was stunned. Suddenly Luo Feng remembered what Babata had told him before. Discovering an ownerless planet, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire will, depending on the planet, reward at least 10 billion black dragon dollars, the highest 100 billion black dragon dollars. This is the highest reward? Luo Feng understood. Yes. The official nodded. Even though the large amounts of data you provided are still awaiting confirmation. However, just that planet's coordinates has already made the Empire headquarters confirm that it's the highest quality life planet. The one who discovered it will also be given the highest reward. If you want to buy this planet, you'll have to pay the highest price. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God exchanged glances. How much money was needed to buy Earth? Luo Feng and his 2 brothers had been discussing before, according to the Empire's laws. To buy it directly, one had to pay at least 300 billion, the highest 3 trillion black dragon dollars. This was a preferential policy for the person who discovered the ownerless planet. If it was a normal planet auction, there definitely wouldn't be a price limit. What you mean is, Earth is the highest quality life planet. Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. Yes, that's what the Empire headquarters replied. The official nodded. Indeed so. Thunder God curled his lips. Luo Feng and Hong were helpless. Babata had already guessed before, An undying being who had once ruled over a life planet could very well be the highest quality life planet. It requires 3 trillion black dragon dollars, right? Luo Feng looked at him. Yes. The official nodded. I'll buy. Luo Feng didn't hesitate at all. Earth was priceless in Luo Feng's heart. He was willing to spend any amount. I'm sorry, the official said apologetically. If Mr. Luo wants to buy Earth, you need to submit an application first. Secondly, the large amount of data you have provided needs to be reviewed by the various departments of the Imperial headquarters. Only after it has been verified can we officially trade with you. Damn, it's the same as on Earth. Everything has to be done according to procedure, Thunder God muttered in Chinese. How long? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. I'm just a lowly official from a remote planet. I'm not sure how long it will take for the headquarters to review it. So I can only tell Mr. Luo the Empire's legal limit was 30 days at the most. The fastest was uncertain. If you were a member of a major family in the Empire, perhaps I would be able to settle this for you in the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. Luo Feng's expression changed. Hong's and Thunder God's faces were also ugly. 30 days? Luo Feng panicked. The Newland Shan family had already arrived on Earth. They would definitely gather data and samples from Earth. They also had records of the interstellar flight coordinates. He could immediately teleport to the Jadestone planet. In terms of speed, the Newland Shan family had a deep background. The Empire's government's efficiency would probably be much higher. Before the purchase process was completed, he wouldn't be able to rest easy. Who knew what problems would arise? It definitely can't be 30 days. Thunder God said softly. I can see that the way things are done here is the same as on Earth. If we let them drag it out, who knows if something will go wrong? We have to settle it quickly. Even if nothing goes wrong. 30 days? I don't even know what Earth has become. Hong creased his eyebrows. Luo Feng nodded. Suddenly he looked up at the official before him, standing up and walking towards him. Mr. Luo, what are you doing? The skinny official panicked. Pa! Pa! Luo Feng placed both his hands on the table in front of him, leaning over and staring at the skinny official. I want to settle it as quickly as possible. My apologies. The official apologetically shook his head. I'm just a small official from a remote planet. If you settle it within 7 days, I'll give you 10 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng stared at the official, his voice low and raising his index finger. If you settle it within 3 days, I'll give you 100 million black dragon dollars. The official's eyes almost popped out. His entire being was in a mess. The Empire's official salary was indeed very high. However, in his entire life, he would never have 100 million black dragon dollars. That was the wealth of a normal planet's richest person. 100 million black dragon dollars was enough for him to hire a star-level bodyguard, buy a large group of beautiful servants, let his relatives and friends surround him and suck up to him, living a luxurious and comfortable life for the rest of his life. Huff, huff. The official's breathing was messed up. If you settle it within a day, I'll give you 500 million black dragon dollars. Luo Feng's gaze was sharp, his 5 fingers extended. If you settle it within an hour, I'll give you 1 billion black dragon dollars. The official stared wide-eyed, his throat swallowing hard. My God, even a pie falling from the sky wouldn't drop such a huge one. Mr. Luo Feng. The official's breathing was heavy, his eyes red. He said solemnly, the time it takes to drink a cup of tea before, that's definitely only when the big shots of the Empire's big families have spoken. The highest level of the Empire giving the order, would it be that fast? As there are too many departments involved, I don't have the confidence to settle it within an hour. However, within a day, I have 100% confidence. The official's neck was thick. Luo Feng laughed. 100% confidence within a day? Before, they said the most was 30 days. Other than that, a small official like him couldn't do anything. The power of money in the universe was indeed very obvious. However, I need money to pave the way now. The official's eyes gleamed, saying swiftly, because of the inspection of buying the planet, etc., involves 12 departments. I have to get through every single one of them. According to the normal procedures, it would normally take more than 15 days. I know the people from those departments. Don't worry. If you were to invite the big shots from the upper echelons, I reckon they wouldn't be as fast as me, because I'm an insider. Mr. Luo Feng, please give me 100 million first. I'll act immediately. The official said, Mr. Luo Feng, this kind of big shot, killing me is as easy as killing an ant. Hence, I definitely wouldn't dare swallow Mr. Luo Feng's money and not do anything. Very good. Luo Feng smiled and nodded. I'll give you 200 million black dragon dollars first. After that, I'll give you 300 million. He was already willing to buy Earth with 3 trillion black dragon dollars. Why would he care about 500 million black dragon dollars? It was just a small change. Luo Feng was very clear. Every mouse has its own path. To let this official do something, it would probably be faster than him asking Gao Sheng for help. And Gao Sheng was just a disciple of a big family. The important departments of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire probably wouldn't even recognize him. Gao Sheng also needed to ask for help from others, and so on. Luo Feng didn't want to simply owe people favors. Favors were hard to repay. Milky Way Earth, China, survival base on the Hope. I say, little sister, when will brother-in-law return? Also, when are those alien fleets leaving? Su Gang sat in a chair, smoking one cigarette after another, obviously anxious. There was no way he wouldn't be anxious. Big brother, you're anxious, but you're still much better than the normal people living outside. Su Exon scolded unhappily. Right now it's not just you. The entire world's upper echelons are waiting for Luo Feng, waiting for Hong and Thunder God to send news. We can't do anything. We can only wait patiently and slowly. Su Gang took a deep breath. They could only wait. It wasn't just him. Everyone on Earth was waiting. Against the universe interstellar fleet, the entire Earth's humans were like babies without any power to resist. Countless humans on Earth were silently hoping, their pride of Earth, the 3 pinnacle warriors in the distant depths of the universe, would be able to give them a chance to live. Yes, Luo Feng and the other 2 were on the distant Jade Rock Star, working hard for Earth. So. On Earth, Asia, Europe, North America, in the skies above the continents, or even the oceans, there were often human silhouettes flying past. Within half a day, the news of the alien fleet arriving on Earth couldn't be hidden at all. It had already been known by many of the commoners. Look, close to 3 m tall, green skin, eyes as big as bowls. That was obviously not a human from Earth. Countless monsters and humans flew past the skies above the human cities. The commoners of Earth were all stunned. The Nulan Shan family fleet was currently following the plan, attacking from 4 different directions. Lord Pulla, we've communicated with the native monsters of Earth. We've discovered a strange ocean region. It's right there. And this region is the famous Bermuda Ocean region from the many books on Earth. 3-star level 8 spirit readers respectfully led the way in front. The handsome Pulla also followed and flew over. Bermuda, its name on Earth was simply too famous. There were many books on Earth that introduced it. The Nulan Shan family fleet had scanned through almost all the books on Earth, hence they knew about Bermuda. Rumble, the 4 of them rushed into the ocean, swiftly sinking. Lord Pulla, look over there. The 3-star level 8 spirit readers were all excited. Pulla looked over carefully. In the distance, there was a blurry white silhouette. As they got closer, the blurry white silhouette became clearer. This was an incomparably huge pyramid, taller than any skyscraper on Earth. This pyramid itself didn't have any scars or signs of decay. There wasn't even any mud or water plants. It was as clean as new. Lord Pulla, this silver-white pyramid is 1,200 m tall. It's entirely floating in the ocean. The slightly fat black-skinned spirit reader explained. Pyramid. Pulla's eyes gleamed. He couldn't help but fly closer, his trembling hands carefully caressing the surface of the pyramid. What was strange was the entire pyramid was silver-white. There wasn't even a hint of metal to connect it, as though the 1,200 m tall silver-white pyramid was perfectly cast. This. Pulla's eyes grew brighter and brighter, his body trembling. This is a huge treasure, a huge treasure. Pulla's eyes were bloodshot, extremely excited. Chapter 307. Floating in the depths of the Bermuda Ocean was a huge silver-white pyramid, a 1,200 tall silver-white pyramid. Even though it had stopped here for tens of thousands of years, time didn't leave a single mark on it. This is the Automaton Universe ship. Pulla was extremely excited. Automaton race. Even though the human race was one of the top races in the vast universe, there were still some races that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the human race. The Automaton race was one of them. The Automaton race. Accurately speaking, every single race member was a living AI. The entire Automaton race had developed their technology to an unbelievable level. Also, every single Automaton race member was an absolute warrior. Because unlike humans who needed to slowly cultivate, AI life forms only needed a powerful body that they could unleash. As long as their AI contained enough battle techniques, they would immediately become peerless experts. Theoretically, no matter how strong a living AI was, they couldn't reach the undying level. However, the Automaton race had broken this curse. Their entire race indeed had existences comparable to undyings, like the one that died on the UNMO planet ship. Automaton race, the most advanced race in technology. Pulla's eyes gleamed. Our entire human race. Many of our technologies were obtained from the Automaton race. The Automaton Universe ship, normally the lowest is C grade. I think this ship is probably D grade, or even higher. Pulla couldn't differentiate. Unlike humans who used metals and alloys more easily, it was easy to differentiate what metal was used and what alloy was used. The universe ships, created by the Automaton race, humans couldn't even analyze how they were created. It felt like a new type of material. Hence, the Automaton's D grade would normally be recognized as a D9 grade by humans. It was the best of its grade. An Automaton ship was extremely expensive, much more expensive than a similar grade human ship. Entrance. Where's the entrance? Pulla shouted. Lord Pulla, the entrance is there. However, the entrance is extremely dangerous. We threw a few broken weapons in, and they were instantly turned into nothingness. That's a good thing. Pulla excitedly flew over. The entrance to the pyramid ship was near the bottom. It was a beautiful and mystical triangular pathway. The outer cabin door had long been opened, but there was no way to enter. Test the strength of the attack. With a flip of his hand, a spare weapon that he had used in the past appeared in his hand. It was a very long rapier. He casually threw it. The rapier fell into the triangular passage. Chi, the dreamy tricolored flowing light, extended out from the three walls of the triangular passageway, and then instantly swept past the rapier. The incomparably sharp and incomparably tough rapier barely emitted a chi sound before it turned into powder and completely vanished. Good, Pulla shouted in surprise. Even a C2 grade weapon can be easily destroyed. What did it represent? This meant a normal Universe Level 2 fighter wouldn't be able to block this attack. The stronger, the better. Pulla's eyes lit up as he threw out his second backup weapon, which was also a rapier. These spare weapons weren't worth much. The previous ones were origin weapons and spirit weapons. Chi. This time, the sword was affected by the tricolored light. It trembled slightly and cracked a little, but the speed of destruction was very slow. A C5 rank is hard to destroy. Pulla nodded slightly, his smile widening. Very good, very good. A universe ship's strongest attack definitely wouldn't be a passive attack at the entrance, because this type of passive attack had to be maintained for a long period of time, and it happened at the entrance, hence it couldn't be a very strong attack. For example, the Black Dragon Mountain X-81. The entrance attack could only kill a normal star traveler level 2 or 3. However, its laser cannon was a B6 grade. The entrance passageway, its attack power is that strong. This ship is at least a D grade ship. It could very well be an E grade ship. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If it's a D grade automaton ship, comparable to a human's D9 grade ship. Pulla was very excited. This ship's every grade difference was very exaggerated. A 100 diameter ship, like the Black Dragon ship, was a C5 grade. The cheaper C5 grade, 100 diameter, cost a few hundred million. And the C9 grade, even if it was made of pure alloy, would still cost close to 10 billion Black Dragon dollars. After all, the C9 grade's defense was tens of times stronger than the C5. As for the D grade, universe-level warriors and domain lords mostly rode in these types of ships. The first head of the Nuland Shan family, Nuland Shan himself, rode an 8D5 grade ship. Back then, he spent 20 billion Ganwu dollars. D1, that was over 100 billion Black Dragon dollars. D9, even if it was made of alloy, was close to 1,000 times more than a D1. It could be said, one had to sell tens to hundreds of life planets to afford it. Hence, to a domain lord, it was extremely expensive. Of course, the price here was referring to the 100 diameter ones. Like this 1,200 tall pyramid, its grade was comparable to a D9, and its size was huge. The materials used were much more. The price was even more ridiculous. It could be said, most domain lords couldn't even afford it. D9 grade, 100 diameter. If our Nuland Shan family were to sell our entire fortune, we could still afford it. However, as tall as 1,200 our entire family's fortune added together is far from enough. Pulla's eyes gleamed. If this pyramid was an E grade. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. 5 minutes later. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. Within a large hall, 8 heirs stood shoulder to shoulder. A screen appeared in front of them. On it was the current head, Nuland Shan. Teacher. Pulla was in high spirits, extremely excited. We've discovered an automaton universe ship in Earth's ocean. Automaton race? The head on the screen was stunned too. Yes, teacher, and that automaton ship is 1,200 tall. The lowest is also a D grade. Pulla said. D grade. That was the ship that most domain lords rode on. One could only imagine how expensive it was. And it was the most popular and expensive automaton ship amongst the D grade. And it was 1,200 tall. This. Nuland Shan's eyes gleamed. Teacher, another handsome youth said loudly. Not only that, we've discovered on Earth that not long ago Earth had been attacked by a swallowing beast. The swallowing beast here, in reality, is an extremely rare space beast, known for its savagery and bloodthirstiness, the golden horn beast. Of course, this golden horn beast back then was only a star level one, considered a cub. Golden horn beast cub? Nuland Shan was shocked. A golden horn beast cub. If it was alive, its price would be many times more expensive than a D-grade automaton ship. Maybe only an E-grade automaton ship could compare to the golden horn beast cub. However, to the Nuland Shan family, that was a huge treasure. However, the golden horn beast cub was said to have been killed. We're currently searching for its corpse. The handsome youth said. Killed? Yuka's eyes stared wide open, following which he took a deep breath. He knew he had lost his composure, staring at Pulla. Pulla, how's the data collection going? I was just about to report it. The data collection has already been completed. Pulla said. Very good. Yuka's eyes gleamed. Immediately send a small-scale ship to bring the data, samples, as well as your interstellar coordinates. Once you reach Jade Rock Star, apply to buy this planet. This planet belongs to our Nuland Shan family. We definitely cannot let anyone else take it. Also, everything regarding Earth must be kept secret at the highest level. Yes, the 8 heirs replied loudly. There should still be other treasures on Earth. The ones who understand Earth the most are the humans of Earth. Immediately, use the fastest method to control the humans of Earth. Use gentle tactics. Yuka said. Understood. The 8 heirs replied loudly. Very good, very good. Yuka was obviously very excited. A ship that was considered a luxury even for a domain lord. And this was when it was a D grade. A space beast cub that could definitely grow to the pinnacle of sector lords. To the Nuland Shan family, whose strongest power was only the universe level 9. These 2 treasures indeed made them dizzy. China, Kyoto headquarters city, Tianjin city. Even though the universe alien fleet had descended, the lives of the commoners were still the same. Humans of Earth, how do you do? We are the Newell and Sean family from the universe. We came with friendly intentions. Don't doubt our power. The same image appeared on the televisions and computers of every household. A handsome man with pointy ears, who looked like a legendary elf, spoke in a strange language. Beside him, there were automatic translations of Mandarin and English. Look, this is your Earth's Australia continent. With just one punch, this entire mountain range would be destroyed. With just one punch, this entire island would be gone. The screen constantly switching between the 9-star Level 9 Warriors performances. Watching the Star Level 9 Warriors destroy a mountain with just one punch, the intense shockwaves spreading over 100 km, was a terrifying scene. Every single human on Earth was dumbfounded. This was definitely more terrifying than the pinnacle battles of the past. Hong, Thunder God against the Swallowing Beast. This was even more terrifying. One punch spreading over 100 km. This was practically a nuclear bomb with a high yield. Of course, the elf-like handsome Pulla smiled, speaking to all the humans on Earth. We came with good intentions, hence we won't attack any cities. Your Earth has a total of 5 big countries and 23 headquarter cities. In an hour, your so-called Emperor-level monsters. In every headquarter city, we will throw 10 Emperor-level monster corpses on the streets. If we're willing, in an hour, Earth will be destroyed. Pulla smiled. However, we came with good intentions. However, your Earth's upper echelon, your so-called elites are all hiding in those metal castles. This makes us very unhappy. I hope that your Earth's upper echelon can be friendly with our Newell and Sean family. Give us from the universe, your so-called aliens, a bit of respect. If your Earth's upper echelon is stingy with a bit of respect, rejecting our good intentions, then we don't mind using barbarism to conquer you. Pulla smiled. I'll give you 12 hours of Earth's time. Discuss this properly. If after 12 hours we don't see your Earth's upper echelon and don't get at least a bit of respect, we will use barbaric methods. Every hour we destroy one of your so-called headquarter cities. Rumble. Pulla's televised speech, online speech, was like a trillion-ton hydrogen bomb exploding on Earth, bombarding everyone on Earth, causing them to be dumbfounded. 12 hours. Earth's humans only had 12 hours to prepare. Every hour they were late would mean destroying a headquarter city. A headquarter city usually had up to 100 million people. When he saw the aliens that often flew high up in the sky and occasionally revealed their incomparably powerful strength, he couldn't help but feel excited. Seeing the Emperor-level monster corpses being thrown like ants on the streets and plazas of the various headquarter cities. Humanity was in chaos. The upper echelon of the various survival bases were also in chaos. This is a betrayal. Betraying humanity. Over 6 billion people. Are you going to watch them die? Just for the so-called elites, you're going to give up over 6 billion lives? Luo Feng? Hong? Thunder God? Who knows when they'll reply? I object. The aliens don't have to be savage. Calm down. Don't be fooled by this Newell and Sean family's hypocritical face. That's all hypocrisy. Fake. The moment our survival bases open and they rush in, it'll be too late for us to regret. They're incomparably powerful. Destroying Earth would be a piece of cake. Is there a need for them to resort to such hypocritical methods? Us Earth's upper echelon elites, what meaning do we have to them? See, they've already said, when the time comes, we won't go out. We won't interact with them. 1 hour, and they'll destroy a headquarter city. Over 100 million people will die. Everyone, please think carefully. The moment more than 2/3 of the votes pass, then we'll execute it. I invite everyone to vote carefully. Every vote you cast will decide the fate of over 6 billion people outside. Yes, over 6 billion. Please wait a little longer. Wait a little longer. Luo Feng and the other 2 are far away on other planets, working hard for us. This survival base was brought by them. Please believe them. The moment we lower our heads, the moment we make a mistake, then the entire human race on Earth will sink into endless darkness. I can't just watch as over 6 billion people get slaughtered and die. 6 billion. This number is crushing me to the point of collapse, while the people within the survival base were in chaos. The large headquarters cities in the outside world were also in chaos. Demonstrations, protests, group sit-ins. There were even some half-crazed people taking advantage of the chaos to rob, smash shops, etc. There were also tens of thousands of people kneeling and begging the upper echelon of Earth to save them, to negotiate with the aliens. There were even people shouting loudly that it was a scheme by the aliens. Anyway, it was extremely chaotic. Luo Feng, hurry and pick up the call. Su Xin sent a call to Luo Feng. At this time, around her stood Luo Feng's parents and relatives, and also a few of the country's upper echelon. Many people were waiting in the distant space. Luo Feng and the other two were able to send good news. Jade Rockstar, Empire Office. 3 hours, 29 minutes. Everything has been settled. I didn't disappoint Mr. Luo Feng. The official smiled as he stood up, his face still covered in sweat from the anxiousness from before. Congratulations, Mr. Luo Feng. From now on, you are this planet, Earth's leader. Oh, I should call you my lord now. Congratulations, my lord. Thank you. Luo Feng smiled as he said. However, within he was roaring with excitement. Beside him, Hong and Thunder God couldn't hide their excitement either. There are only 2 chapters for today. No choice, it's Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomatoes still owes everyone a chapter. Hence, I don't dare rest tomorrow. I'll continue tomorrow. Lastly, let me ask softly, do you have monthly votes? If you do, please support Tomato. The current ranking is a little behind.